And we're back with another episode of The Connection, where we're connecting the dots between hip-hop and mental health.
Yeah.
Get connected. We the plug.
Facts. Come and check us out every Sunday, 3 to 5, abm101.com. You feel me? We the plug for all the mental health and the hip-hop. You feel me? What we talked about last week? X, right?
Yeah, we talked about X last week, you know, his legacy that he left behind. You know, that was a tough one to get through because it was a hard pill to swallow. You know what I mean? We lost him. Yeah. We lost the dude early on in his career, and he touched a lot of people. You know what I mean? That was fucked up.
Rest in peace.
This week we're about to get into. I want to get in this first topic. I'm really excited to talk about this, bro. I can't hold back anymore. I don't want to think about anything else.
First topic, changed my mind. We're gonna talk about the Drake album, bro. Let's
talk about Scorpion.
Bro, I fucked with the album like all the way through. I don't think it has one bad song, if you want me to be honest. Like,
really?
I don't think it has.
Whoa! I did not expect. I didn't expect that. I did not expect that.
I don't like this nigga Drake as a person. I swear to God, bro. I feel like he's kind of an asshole as a nigga, like as a person. But this album is the best thing he's made, in my opinion, since like Take Care.
Holy shit. Yo, so I'm thinking I'm getting ready to battle it out with you today. I'm thinking I'm coming up here. We're gonna be slapboxing all day, back and forth. You know what I mean? But that's crazy that you said that. I didn't expect Hendo to say that,
bro. He upped the fucking ante, dog. Like he really made people like stand at attention and made them realize that he actually is Drake. Like not one song on there sounds like it was written by someone else, in my personal opinion.
Yo, he said he started off. I think his first verse on the project, he dropped one of the hardest lines. He said, "Who else is giving this much return on investment?"
You feel me?
For an artist to say that, like, you're going to invest in me, and I'm giving you that return. You know what I mean? Who else can compare? That's a hard line. Drake's been coming with the one-liners. Like,
yeah, he really has. He said, "How you let the boy fighting Ghost Rider rumors turn you to a ghost." I just listened to Free Smoke on the way here, bro. And that was like one of the craziest things I ever heard in my life. Like, he really addressed it and then didn't say anything else about it. Like, it's so crazy. But like I said, bro, I don't really approve of Drake as a person and how he moves as a nigga. Like, he's super petty and he's just like...
And he's incredibly talented, man.
That's what makes me so mad.
But he's incredibly talented.
You can't be mad at him for being... incredibly talented.
Right. And, you know, don't get me wrong, this isn't Thank Me Later or Take Care, but at the end of the day, how can you hate on a guy that gave us Thank Me Later and Take Care? Like, arguably they're two of the greatest albums that hip-hop's ever seen, period. But
I agree.
On top of it, I mean, this is a very, very great project. You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful project, bro.
It is a beautiful project.
Like, I remember the first time I ever heard Drake, I think it was on the Young Money mixtape, bro. And he was just coming with some real
what was
Bedrock, actually.
Him and Weezy. Ransom. You remember Ransom?
Ransom is
That was
crazy.
one of the first tracks I heard. But
Drizzy bodied that shit.
Yeah, bro.
And that's why I don't understand why people keep calling him a singing nigga. Because, like, from what I remember, he's been spitting, bro.
He's been spitting.
And people say, like, he tried to bite Wayne's style, but I don't think they sounded like at all. Like Wayne is crazy metaphorical. So is Drake to a certain degree, but Drake is more quotable than he is metaphorical. You feel me? Like you can quote Weezy's lyricism, but the shit that Drake says is something that someone would say to you in a conversation.
Straight up.
You feel me? Like,
and I think that was at a time like, you know, I'll take it back to what you just said. You said like people would compare Drake and say he sounded like Wayne. I think that was just at a time. He was at a time where he was still trying to find himself as an artist. You feel me? Because he was coming from like, you know, being an actor on Degrassi. You know what I mean? And he was really spitting, but he was trying to find his, you know, his cadence, his voice, and like his pocket. But I think he found it. And this album, Scorpion, man, I was shocked. You know what I mean? Because I haven't really looked for Drake in a long time. This might surprise you, but the last project that I actually appreciated, which is even crazy to say because I'm not a big Future fan, but What a Time to Be Alive was crazy. I really fuck with that. And that's crazy to say for me. Like I said, I'm not a big Future fan, but some of his shit I can vibe to.
That album was one of Drake's worst lyrical points, but still such a hit.
But it was such a good album.
And I feel like
it was.
the fact that Drake didn't have to get super lyrical on that album. He wasn't even really super lyrical on Nothing Was the Same. Like, as far as, like, how he did with Take Care or Thank Me Later, like, Nothing Was the Same and What a Time to Be Alive and even More Life to a certain extent are not Drake's strongest points of lyricism.
I think Nothing Was the Same spoke for itself. I think, like, he was trying to send a subliminal message to us, like, yo, after this, nothing will be the same. You know what I mean?
And
like,
nothing
was the same with Drake after Nothing Was the Same.
I feel like
I'm just putting that out there.
I feel like after Nothing Was the Same, Drake really got in his glow. Like, Drake really got in his glow and really started becoming the man that we see today.
He took it to the next level. He was a spitter, but he took it to that, like, pop level. You know what I mean?
I think you and I were having a conversation that, like, to a certain degree, like, people made Drake be the man that he is, like the cocky nigga that he is.
They kind of did. They kind of did.
Because people talk so much shit on him for years, but every single time you talk shit on Drake, like when
he levels up.
You feel me?
He levels
his
up.
early career, bro, he did not say anything about it.
He was the most humble dude in the world.
He let people really just shit
Eat
on him.
alive, yeah.
And the more he let people shit on him and the more he let people talk shit on him, bro, he just kept getting more successful and more successful. And
success is the best revenge.
Exactly.
That's one of my favorite quotes in the world.
And a lot of people are saying, like, they don't really want to listen to the album because there's no push response. But, like, there's not one needed.
Dog.
This is better than Push's album, bro. I as a Push fan will say this.
Are we saying that because of how many tracks? I mean,
we're saying because of substance.
Can you compare the two? I mean,
we're talking content, bro. We're talking beat selection, flow.
All right, if
technique.
we're talking, it depends what you're looking for. You know, like, sometimes I'll listen to somebody and I'll go to them for lyricism. Sometimes I'll go for vibes. Sometimes
Drake and Push are both that.
You know what I mean? But, like, the thing is, like, I think the vibe. See, it's hard to say, man. That's a tough one. Like, the vibes on Push's album was crazy. Like, Daytona is hard.
Daytona is
like, I feel like I'm on I should be like on an island sipping a pina colada. You know what I mean? Like,
counting hella cocaine money.
Which is like straight like
just because it's Push,
like you know what I'm talking about. Like, if I don't got to paint that picture for you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But, like, that's the kind of vibe I get. Well, Drizzy gives me, like, the vibe, like a similar vibe, but not really. It's hard to explain. Like,
bro, I think Drake's vibe is, like, so relaxed and, like,
yeah, bro.
Drake talks the most shit, but never elevates his voice.
He's
at all.
I wanted to talk about that. He's so, like, he's so subtle about the shit he says, like, and that's one of the things. It's like a hate or love thing. Like, I have a hate love relationship with Drake. Like, I love the fact that he does it because, like, he'll say the hardest shit, and his delivery is so subtle. You know what I mean? And that's, like, a harder punch sometimes. It's like, motherfucker, like, you know what's up. But then at the same time, like, that's one of the things that annoys me about Drake because I know he can like take it from someone like
super aggressive.
Right, take it from someone like Meek or Eminem or something where they scream, like they're yelling their lyrics. Like, I want to hear Drake's energy sometimes. Like, give me that energy. I know he's got it.
What is that one
song? Is he really that relaxed where he can't, like, just give me that on, like, one track? Not one track.
What's that one song where he was like, Douce, that shit was crazy. Still drink the Henny, if it's done, I take the Douce, Truce, fuck it, all you niggas too fake. Yo, he really came hard with the energy on that song. I think that,
but still it's relaxed. If you listen to it, like, he sounds like he's about to fall asleep. If that, that is not the most energy he can, you know, provide to us on a track. He's got to come harder than that.
I feel like when we talk about rap and we talk about delivery, skill, and shit, like, Drake isn't the best rapper in the game. We all know that.
Well, it depends what you're comparing it to. I will say this:
Kendrick is a better rapper.
He's not, and I was just gonna say that. You literally beat me to the punch. Pound for pound, like, on album wise, like, Kendrick has not put out a weak album
ever.
Drake has. But Kendrick has not. Now, Drake's got more in the bag, but I'm telling you right now,
because Kendrick takes more time with his work.
I don't give a fuck. Yo, his catalog is crazy.
Wait,
don't get me on that.
How many albums does Drake have?
Don't get me started with
that.
I
think him and Kendrick have about, like, the same amount of albums.
Well, let's talk about it. Are we counting So Far Gone, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
We are.
Kendrick has
okay?
Kendrick has.
So you're not counting that as a mixtape. So if you count So Far Gone, you got to count Section 80 then.
Of course.
You have to count Section 80. Are we counting Overly Dedicated?
Yes, we are.
We are. Are we counting Kendrick Lamar EP?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
we
then.
are.
Well, damn. All right.
Yeah.
So, Kendrick Lamar EP, you got OD.
Boom.
You got Section 80.
Boom.
You got Good Kid, Mad City.
Boom.
I'm on 4.
Butterfly.
To Pimp a Butterfly after that.
Are
we counting that?
Yes, we are.
We are.
Because it's out.
That was his weakest one, but
Doesn't matter.
okay, so that's 6. Untitled, Unmastered, whatever it was called.
That shit, yeah.
And
then damn.
Is that it? Did I miss one?
That's it.
All right, that's 7.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 7.
Drake has So Far Gone.
So Far Gone. Thank Me Later. Take Care.
Nothing Was the Same.
Gets a little fuzzy after this for me.
What Time to Be Alive.
What Time to Be Alive?
If you're reading this, is too late.
All right.
More Life. Scorpion.
Okay, so Drake's got 1 up on him.
Yeah.
And okay, so if we
Drake's been out
let's
longer
compare their
than
weakest projects. What is Drake's weakest album?
To me?
Yeah, what's Drake's
personally,
weakest album to you?
Either Nothing Was the Same or What a Time to Be Alive.
And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, he started annoying me a little bit right before Nothing Was the Same, just slightly. You know
His
what I mean? Some of
features
the
were starting to
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I didn't
It's funny that the gods getting acting like the broads. Like, he was just and like, I hate that fucking verse, bro. Stay Scheming was one of the worst songs Drake has ever been on.
Stay Scheming. I didn't digest Nothing Was the Same like everybody else did. Like, I promise you, like, I can't name. Like, I know the
So
tracks. Like,
much
if I hear
music.
them, I'm like, yo, I heard that Drake track. But I can't name 5. I can't even give you 5 to 6 tracks off that album.
That album is all over
can't.
the place.
So I'll take your word for it on that one.
Tuscan Leather was a really good song. Pound Cake and
That was
and Paris Morton Music were really good.
But some of the beats were like repetitive and like his repetitive ass flow on it.
Wu-Tang,
like I just
Wu-Tang Forever was garb. Connect was garb. 305 to My City was garb.
Yeah, see, some of these I don't even recognize.
Really have like his beat selection on that album was amazing, but it was too all over the place. He was like, just I don't know. He just wasn't.
It was just one big ass playlist.
Yeah, it just
basically.
wasn't hitting. More Life is like a playlist, but like it sounds done. It sounds linear.
Right.
But Nothing Was the Same is just like a bunch of sad beats with nice.
I just don't like
pretty
his
samples.
island type of.
I fucks
like
with
his
that.
Caribbean type of track. Like I fuck with that. Like
I look to Tory Lanez more than I look to Drake. For
right,
sure.
that's what I'm saying.
Tory
Like I'll
Lanez has
go
way better tropical music than Drake does.
I love that type of music, but
me,
like,
bro, let's
shit rubbed me the wrong way.
Let's take some attention off Drake and just talk about the new kid Tory Lanez that's in Toronto, really like giving these young niggas hope. Me, bro, Tory Lanez is one of the first hip hop artists to really go on a song and take his time to learn Spanish, and then do a Spanish song and come out. He's about to come out with a Spanish album by the end of the summer. And like, if you listen to Memories Don't Die, Tory's second album, it's super tropical. Like his hits on there, like For Me, Connection, it sounds like you should be lounging in Florida. You feel me? Like
right.
It like his shit is so fire. I look to Tory Lanez Controller remix. Like, is so much better than Drake's actual
It's hard.
version.
It's tough.
It's so
it's
tough.
real tough.
Uber everywhere, even. Like, you feel me? Like, Tory Lanez is really a better artist than Drake, in my opinion, because he puts more time in his shit. I look for Tory Lanez more than I look for Drake, but...
You think Drake's going for quantity? I mean, he's got...
Drake doesn't really have to go for anything. That's why More Life is a playlist and went platinum. It wasn't a put-together album.
There's only
it was just a put-together playlist.
A selective few amount of... heavy hitters that can put out something like that, and it'd be mediocre and still.
Did he put it out almost immediately after Nothing Was the Same, or whatever album?
What?
More Life.
More Life? Nah. Nothing Was the Same. You're saying Nothing Was the Same? Nothing Was the Same came out in like what was that? 2013.
I think More Life came out after
14?
What a Time to Be Alive. Yeah, it did. But like, bro, Drake just dropped so much fucking music. The day after, no, not a day after. Fucking a few days ago, bro. He dropped some shit. No, it was yesterday. Yesterday, Drake dropped some like video of him just rapping in the studio. You feel me? And it was hard. It was crazy. I think it was called Behind Bars. It was just a video.
Did we forget Views?
Fuck, we did forget Views.
Oh my god.
Drake has
I'm
more.
sitting here thinking like, nah, because it was like Nothing Was the Same.
After
then Nothing Was the Same.
More Life.
No. After Nothing Was the Same was
What a Time to Be Alive.
What a Time to Be Alive.
Then If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
Then Views,
which was very trappy. It was different.
then More Life.
Right.
And
We forgot Views, so he's got 9.
I didn't even. Damn. Drake has a lot of shit.
And pound for pound, I'm still siding with Kendrick.
Yeah.
I don't even know how we got into discussing comparing the two, but I mean, since we are,
I'd rather listen to Kendrick than listen to Drake at any moment in time.
But in Drake's defense, I mean, back to Drake, Scorpion was crazy, bro. Can we just talk about that for a second?
It was amazing.
Let's just talk about Scorpion for a second.
Emotionless is a beautiful song.
I'm gonna pull up. Let me pull up the tracks real quick. Tell you what I'm rocking with. So he gave the reason why I love it, because I love his deep, depressing love shit. I love his sometimes he gives me a good vibe when he hits a trap beat. But I need soulful Drake. I love soulful Drake.
Gave that to you.
That's what I'm saying. That Thank Me Later, Take Care, soulful Drake. So Far Gone, soulful Drake. That's what I needed, and he gave me that.
He really
Emotionless. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Sandra's Rose. Crazy. That beat is crazy.
5.
Oh my god, it's crazy. What else? Yo, Ratchet, Happy Birthday. I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this. I know. But listen, it makes me feel so good. When I listen to it, it's crazy, bro. That's my happy song. You know what I mean? When I put that on, I imagine myself in my happy place with all my favorite people, partying, living it up. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you why that song is
that's
not
a great
good to
song.
me. That song isn't good to me because it's super repetitive, and
it is repetitive.
It sounds like he almost bit off that song For Me by Tory Lanez on Memories Don't Die, because For Me is the weakest song on that album.
Right.
Still good. I'll get it a 6.9 out of 10.
Right.
But it's super repetitive, and it has a very partyish kind of beat. Still has a Spanish influence to it, and Ratchet Happy Birthday is literally just that. To me.
But you can't, you literally can't tell me that track can't pull you out of a depression. You could be the most depressed person. That shit makes you feel good. You know what I mean? That's all. I don't care about the message, anything. I'm just vibing to the song.
Well, I only listen to the album in full once. I have to really see how it feels when I fully digest it.
Right.
But listening to the album in a linear fashion really was cathartic for me, because I haven't done that with a Drake album in years.
A long, yeah.
Even when Take Care came out, I almost slept on it.
You needed to do that though.
When I listened to Take Care fully, I was like, wow, the Buried Alive interlude, bro, crazy. And niggas don't know that was one of Kendrick's first cosigns.
Yeah.
Drizzy fucking Drake.
Yeah. Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
And now they take subtle shots at each other and shit. I think that's just a daring to
That's
be
just
great
what you
thing,
do, yeah.
You know?
That's just what you do.
They're both at top pedestals and shit. So
yeah, if hip hop would, I mean, I wouldn't be as excited, to listen to rap. Period. If we didn't have that competitive nature.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I appreciate about.
I feel niggas should talk about each other more. I'm not gonna lie, on my personal perspective. If you say my name in a song, I'd rather you just come meet up with me, fight me, or talk about it. Nah, real shit.
Yo, Hendo's wilding right
this
now.
is why, bro. Because these young niggas like Tekashi 6ix9ine and Trippie Redd, even
North, hold them down, North.
Even though I listen to these niggas, even though I love their music, these niggas, all they do is go on Instagram and talk shit to
Internet
each other.
gangsters, yeah.
Y'all niggas can't be that busy if you on Instagram all the time.
Right.
So just take a flight, meet each other in an undisclosed location, scrap or talk about it. You feel me?
People just out here on some publicity stunt and shit.
That should make me mad, bro. Because niggas like Dipset and old Jay-Z will meet
really
you in the club and stab you.
They'll really
if you
take
say
it there.
some shit about me on a song.
Yep.
Because niggas is really from the streets. I'm not even.
Hence the reason that Hove had a couple cases early on in his career.
Exactly.
I probably won't speak on, but I seen his name in the paper a few times. You know what I mean?
I'm not even a full all the way hood nigga. You feel me? I dip and I dab. But the fact of the matter is, when I grew up, nigga, if we had something to say about somebody on the block, period, and it got back to them, we meeting each other.
Yeah.
And we fighting.
Yeah.
You feel me?
We gotta settle this shit.
Y'all niggas can't.
I'm not gonna let you out here talking behind my back like that.
You feel me?
I'm not gonna let you ride out with that.
Absolutely be talking about, oh, they're just words, da 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 da. But that shit means something, bro. You can't have somebody, especially being a man, bro, or a woman who has pride. You not about to sit here and talk down on my name, especially when it's some false shit. You feel me?
Now for me, it goes like this. There's a certain line you don't cross. If we're talking hip hop, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Just know that you're going to
Fuck
catch that smoke. Like, you don't want it, but you're going to get it. I'm not scared to battle anybody.
Here's
I don't
why,
give a fuck.
bro. Here's why I'm
But,
like,
like if you cross that line, you better believe that I'm coming for you. And I'm not talking about on some rap shit.
Here's why I'm like, fuck that on any board of rap beef. Because if you say my name in a song, if you even hint to my name in a song, I don't care if it's extreme, I don't care if it's subtle. You hinted my name in the song for a reason. And when I go in the interview, somebody's going to ask me about it. And then I'm going to be like, hey, listen, this is my approach. Either fight me or talk to me as a man if you got something to say about me on a song. Then that rapper who said something about me is going to feel pressed because rappers have egos and we really going to fight.
Right.
So fuck that. You're not about to say my name in a song. You're not about to sneak diss me. You're not about to do any of that shit because of how I'm going to take the procedure.
Is Hendo replying on wax or is Hendo replying on wax and taking it to the streets, or is Hendo just taking it straight to the streets and saying fuck this shit?
I don't do diss responses. You can diss me all you want in a song because you're not about to meet up with me in person because you stay in the studio talking shit about me, sucking my dick. You feel me? So unless you really finna come see me in person and explain yourself as to why you came crazy at me, I'm not finna push my pen and my pad to something that frivolous. It's stupid.
Now, do you
remember? Because we're men. We can fight. Like, fuck that.
Now, I won't hold you, but you remember when Drake said that back in the day?
No. Drake said
you don't
some
remember,
shit like
you
that?
don't remember when he said, if you diss me, you won't hear a reply?
Yeah, you're right.
I had to bring it up because, I mean, he's been out here, like, beefing hard.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
really,
The past, like, 5 years.
Beef
6
with him, bro. Niggas mad at him.
10 years, right? 10 years? He's been beefing with people for a minute.
That nigga Common mad at him because he fucks Serena Williams. Fucking Drake don't really ever start beefs, bro. If you really, really look at it, he didn't start the beef with Meek. Meek felt some type of way because the nigga had a ghostwriter on the album. But we forget that Drake wrote hits for Alicia
Most of the
Keys.
time, it's about a bitch. To be honest with you,
They probably had some
him
tension.
and Meek's beef was probably something to do with Nicki.
With Nicki?
You know what I mean? Him and Common
Drake
beef was probably something to do with Serena.
Yeah. That's all it'd be about with Drake. He be fucking niggas bitches.
He is.
That's disrespectful, but like,
I mean, hey, if you can,
yeah, word. It's hip. I feel like hip hop artists, bro. Like, you around so many women that you really can't get attached. You feel me? That's why, like, when niggas make it big, bro, I'm gonna have a girlfriend from my hometown that a nigga really don't think is attractive because he fuck models. But I'm gonna think she beautiful because that's the kind of bitches I like.
Right.
You're not gonna fuck my bitch. You don't want my bitch. For real. You're not gonna fuck my bitch. You don't want my bitch, bro. You don't want my bitch.
Stop it.
But like,
that's crazy.
When you talk about people like Drake and shit, I feel like Drake does the right things when it comes to disses. He either is going to actually say something in a song, or he's not going to say anything.
He handles it well.
Yeah,
he handles his beef well.
The only thing he took really bad, like the only thing that went really bad, is him and Chris Brown.
Well, fill me in on that because I don't even.
Chris Brown, it's about a bitch, bro. Chris Brown got mad that niggas was spending time with Rihanna. Probably didn't even smash, just really cared about Rihanna. And then Drake and Chris Brown saw each other at the club. Chris Brown got hype.
I remember hearing about that.
Drake
that shit
threw a
didn't faze me at all.
champagne bottle at him.
I did hear that, yeah.
Which was kind of a bitch move, but nigga.
That's on some emotional shit.
Yeah, Chris Brown shouldn't have came out. You beat the bitch up. How much you really love her? You feel me? Like,
that's crazy.
I know that whole like beef with Chris Brown and Rihanna was both polarized, but like, how much y'all really love each other? Y'all hitting on each other. You feel me? Crazy asses. You feel me? And real shit, on Chris Brown's behalf, bitch, you spit on me. If you spit on me, come crazy, scratching at me, we in a Lamborghini, I'm going to have to beat you up. Because you started it. Women talk about how they want equality. You better take these equal fists if you want to spit on somebody. Crazy. Like,
yo.
But nah, man. That's just how I feel, but.
So what, let me ask you guys a question. We got J Dot on the show.
What up, y'all? It's your boy J Dot.
Hey.
TYM, Fresh Air, Bro Guys. Every Friday night, full-time radio show on ABM101.com. Make sure y'all tune in. Keep tuning in to The Connection every Sunday, 3 to 5. Everybody on the live right now. If you're not tuned in, tune in.
Come get connected.
What's good with y'all, man?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
What's good?
Bro. Chilling, you already know.
How you feel about the Drake album?
I actually thought it was all right. I mean, like, I ain't really get a chance to really sit with it like that yet either. Like, I'm not too big of a Drake fan. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really look for Drake, but I respect Drake. You feel me? But like, it's weird because like on the type of tracks I like Drake on, it's kind of like the type of tracks you don't like, the Stay Schemings and the you know what I mean, those type of tracks. And like just like the freestyle type shit, but I respect him for what he does. You can't hate on a man's success.
You can't.
You really can't, bro.
You can't.
He's one of the most successful artists we've ever seen. If not
The
the most. You know what I mean?
He's number one on Spotify.
Yeah, for sure.
The first
You
person
can't-
to search.
Right, you can't hate on that. So I mean, I respect Drake to the fullest. Like I'm gonna sit with the album more. It's been so much crazy music that came out this year. Like so much good hip
bro.
hop, a lot of good albums.
Grown
that
man
came out
rap
this year.
too.
Right, so it's been hard to like really lock in and listen to everything like with a full listen that I really want to. But I mean, for sure, like I'm gonna sit with it some more. But I got much respect for Drake. Word up.
Yeah, you can't hate on that, man.
Yeah, nah,
You
definitely
can't.
not.
You absolutely
That's one
can't.
Successful brother. I mean, he's talented in all ways. So.
Right, like all these bitter ass motherfuckers, like stop hating on that man.
Right, for sure.
Bro,
As much
I
as like
fuck with the Pushes and the Tories and all them too, though. You know what I mean?
hell yeah.
You can't hate on them just because Drake might be more successful.
I
yeah,
think
I'm
Tory Lanez
always
is next
fucking
up.
with the real thorough rap motherfuckers. You know what I mean? First and foremost over anybody. But like I was pushed all the way. But bro, Drake really did it. He really did it. Like you can't hate on that at all.
Like I said, bro, this album is better than Pusha T's, and it's not because it has more songs. It's because of the content.
But
I wanna-
I
which-
feel like Drake knows how to bring like a collective body of work to make it
He
sound.
does.
You know what I mean? To make
He's
it-
an album artist.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
like,
single.
that's what
There's
he's
artists
good at.
that like are really good at just dropping singles and shit
Right.
and staying current. But Drake is an album artist.
He has classic albums.
He
got
does.
Good
He
bodies
does.
of work. You know what I mean? So yeah, for
He
sure.
really does.
Like, you can still go back and listen to Take Care and still get the same feeling that you got when you first bumped it.
That's basically what
Yeah.
I was going with by saying like the whole body of work. Like it's a feeling that you're gonna get from that, and you go back to it. You probably gonna get that same feeling you got.
You're gonna
the first
relive
time
that
you heard it.
moment.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I
That's
remember
what-
where
that's
I
what
was when I
like
first
about
listened
Drake.
to it.
I was in my car. I was in my mom's car, and I was listening to it on the way.
Are you talking about Take Care or
Yeah.
Thank Me Later? 'Cause I remember
Take
both.
Care. I listen to most of my albums in the car, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like that's the best way to listen
I
to
used
it.
to, I used to run through so much gas, bro. Just riding around my city, just you know what I mean, bumping music all night. I'm talking 3, 4, 5 in the morning, like people are sleeping. I'm just riding around listening to music.
I think lately the only two albums that I've listened to on just like YouTube sitting down were A$AP Rocky's second album and Chance the Rapper's Acid Rap.
Okay.
Most of my shit I listen to in the car, like just because it feels better.
Word.
I think when I heard
And A Pimp a Butterfly on YouTube. That was so much
that
fucking
album's
music.
crazy. Thank Me Later. I think I was in the Outer Banks. I was on the beach.
You think
You know what
that
I mean?
album
Like-
is better than Take Care? Because me and my older brother have differences about that. He thinks that's better than Take Care.
I think
I
for
don't.
me, all right. So every time you talk about this shit, like for me at least, I put them in a different category. Like one category is what means more to you, like what did it more for you. Like it was just a crazy time. Like you heard the album, like you digested it, it made you fall in love with that artist, like their music. You know what I mean? For Drake, it's Thank Me Later. Thank Me Later, I fuck with. But Take Care, I think was a better album. I do think it was
too.
a better album. Thank Me Later is just more important to me.
Word.
You know what I mean? So when I hear it, I get excited.
What you think, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all a matter of opinion too. But as far as album wise, I'm gonna go with Take Care. personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
I think Take Care is a
It was just a
way
better
better
put together
body of
album.
work.
You know what I mean?
It sounded like so much
like
like
you were saying though. Basically, it depends on the feel you're looking for too. If you might go to Thank Me Later or a different project for a different type of feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
But actual body
True.
of work album wise, I would say Take Care personally.
Most stuff.
I think this has been a good conversation. Not so. I think
Definitely.
it's
I think the thing I respect about Drake the most though is that like a lot of people, I think before like the Meek and the situations like that, a lot of people probably looked at Drake as an artist that wouldn't be into that type of situation.
and I think that's
Yeah.
why he like technically
You know,
won.
You don't look at Drake as somebody that's going to go into a rap beef and come out on top, especially with
Yeah.
somebody like a Meek Mill.
Yeah.
I don't think
You know what I mean?
technically. I don't think lyrically he won that beef though. Honestly,
Nah,
he
nah.
just put out better songs.
Yeah, he made a
Like,
hit record.
yeah, he went platinum off of this.
He
That's
did.
crazy.
He did. It is crazy.
But I mean,
And
I think
that
that's what I
alone
respect about
kind of
him.
like nobody could say anything. You know what I mean? But like I promise you, Meek got him on that.
Yeah, as far as being rappers and shit,
Yeah,
Meek
right.
definitely bodied him. But as far as being
He
like
did.
famous,
OG in the building.
Yeah, we
What's
got
up, North?
North in the building.
Yeah, what's up, there? What's up, y'all?
chilling.
You know, I was at setback listening, you know what I'm saying? You know, but as far as with the Drake situation y'all talking about, as far as with his music and all of that, I really didn't get a chance to like get into his album. Like I'm not really like a Drake fan, but I like the music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I listen, but I'm not going out and getting the album and listening to his whole album. I'm just not that into. I'm just not that into Drake.
That's all right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about with Drake, like Drake is a hell of an artist. Like even when it came down to like the Meek and Drake beef, you know what I'm saying? Like he won for the fact that the way he did the beef and did the business.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? He took care of the business within the beef. You know what I'm saying?
He handles his business like he moves like Hove.
Yeah.
He's this generation's Jay-Z.
When Meek just, like when he made his diss record or whatever, you know, he took it Hot 97, you know what I mean? Here you go, Flex, you know what I mean? Put this out, you know. And when Drake put his joint out, it went on everything, iTunes, Spotify, like everything.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
he's just he tapped into like the pop pocket.
Yeah,
that you know Push and Meek and all them didn't.
Yeah, because he took it to where as though, and that's what I say about with him. Like he's a artist. He's like he moved like a very seasoned artist. You know, to where as though everybody, you know, people would get into their emotions like, oh, he said such and such, just throw the joint out. They're gonna sit back, like even when Nicki and Remy was beefing.
Right.
You know, like now when it came lyrically, people said Remy won. But then you sit back and you're like, yo, Nicki not responding. She not responding. Oh, she took too long to respond. No, she sat back and she did the business. I'm going to put a record out.
Right.
Remy couldn't put that record out to really
Remy
do
came
nothing.
hard as fuck.
Remy came super fucking
that shit
hard.
was crazy.
Yo,
she had me as soon as I heard that. I went in my room and I'm like, I'm writing. That's it. I don't give a fuck.
She came super hard, but like I said, at the end of the day, Nicki got a check off of it because she went and did the business. She had features and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like on her diss record. You know, so like Drake is just smarter in the way that he move and the things that he say.
I think he's really got wisdom. Like he got a lot of wisdom from Hove.
Yeah,
I really do. Like Hove respects the fuck out of Drake.
Yeah,
the way he talks about
the way he move. Like even when he said the line, if you diss me, you'll never get a response.
Right.
Like even when he said that, like that was a Hove move. But the only thing is, well, Hove is going to diss you.
Yeah,
like Hove just wasn't going to say your name at first. Like
Hove might be like the most notorious like subliminal disser in the game. You know what I mean?
Because the thing about
he's
been dissing your ass for years. You don't even know it.
Right. Because when he do it, it's like I'm going to say something, but the way that I'm going to say, I'm not going to say your name. I'm not going.
You don't deserve that glory.
I'm not going to give you that. You know, because it was even a time like months back, like I had a problem with some people that from here that I got rid of. So then they went and tried to, so everybody like, oh, I know it's about to go. No, it's not. Who are they?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Like
they nobody. Like. So if they on there and they saying this, that, and then I respond. Now I'm going back and forth. People don't really care about what happened. They only care about what they said, the back and forth, the drama.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now they getting that shine. You're not going to get that, and that's what Hov wouldn't do. Like like even when 50 said something years back, you know what I'm saying? Like and. The song
that man steady playing with people,
right? But you got to listen to the way he
such
dissed
a bully.
The way he dissed him. The diss had nothing to do with the record.
Right.
It wasn't a diss record. He just
he gets personal.
He just threw in his line and shit. I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 cents? You like, oh shit.
Right. Wasn't that on 50's record?
No.
Or was that mixed on? Like, what verse was that? I need to know right now. Someone's got to tell me.
It got to come.
You got to tell me because
I don't fucking know.
I get money. I get money. Was that the I get money verse?
No, this was way before.
Because remember Jay and
Diddy
got 90s,
on. No, this was way before that. Because what happened was 50 came out and made a song called "How to Rob."
Right on that project is crazy, by the way.
Yeah, it was like
Power of a
50's
Dollar.
first
Power of a
shit,
Dollar.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
his
love
first shit.
that.
Yeah, so
Before he got shot.
yeah,
It's crazy.
so when he did "How to Rob," he just was mentioning everybody's names. You know, so and he mentioned something about saying he got something to lose. So talking about putting something in his Bentley door. You know what I'm saying? So
Fifth is crazy.
yeah.
Bro.
So when it came to
Love him.
yeah, so when it came to that, Drake moves like that. I think he sat back and he watched people. And then even what you were saying about people didn't really expect Drake to get in that beef and come out on top. They're always the ones that really come out on top to me, because even if you look, I think people looked at it more street than when it came to the music.
Right.
They didn't really think about him coming out lyrically. They looked at it like how we look at certain people, like, I beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, like some people that's looking like you're not expecting that guy to beat this guy.
Right. I'm not even about to say shit because you a bitch.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think when people looked at it like Drake, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's really raising eyebrows. Like, he's trying,
and Meek was like a street dude. So you looking at the street dude to win.
Grimy, been spitting with his shirt off in the street since he was like 13, 12 years old. Like,
and I don't even think it was all being so surprised in that situation. Personally, I don't think it was all of us just being so surprised that Drake would do that. I think it was more being disappointed in Meek too. Like,
it was more disappointed in Meek because the thing about it is Drake
I wanted Meek to come so hard.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I was like, yo, Philly needs this right now.
Yeah,
like, this is gonna elevate the city and all the artists underneath. Like,
you know what Meek's fault was? Even when he responded, when Meek responded, the song that he put out, he had like little snippets of this song and little. I was like, yo, like, what are you doing? First of all, DJs cannot play this song. They can't help you.
Right.
DJs can't help you because you got too many little skits in your song. So that was kind of his problem too, because he couldn't get the response from the DJs to help him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, even when I got the record, I'm like, yeah. Then I'm listening to it, they're stopping, little skits, and I'm like, how can we help you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't play this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, how can we help you?
Yo, he lost me on that part.
Hilarious.
Drake got the biggest record on the Billboard at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because then you look even with the back-to-back, because when you look at back-to-back, remember he put out the record before that didn't do nothing.
Charged up, right?
I was attacking
that
those
shit
records.
got 25 million views on YouTube, though.
Yo, when that came out, I was
only
hating
because
on.
of the back-to-back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was
so like,
so mad
people
at the
wanted
time.
to know what was the first one.
Yeah.
Like, Charged Up didn't do nothing like that.
Yeah.
No one really gave a fuck.
I was really out there convincing people like I could beat Drake when he put those out. I'm like, I will destroy him
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And the thing about it is a lot of people out. Like, I know a lot of dudes. Like, even with Meek, like that back-to-back record, like, I like the way it was put together. Like, the lyrics and all of that. But Meek, I knew Meek could have fucked Drake.
oh my god,
He could have fucked him over.
that was his Eminem moment right there. That
Yeah, he
one
came at
shot.
Cassidy the way he should have came at him. Like, he
That's
came
what I'm
at
saying.
he was
He
trying
still
to.
lost that beef, though.
When Cassidy put out
He
Raid,
still
when Cassidy
took
put
a L
out
to that
Raid,
one.
which was
Raid was fire.
fucking
Yeah.
crazy, fucking crazy.
No, but people look at
But what
stuff.
did Meek drop after that?
He dropped the Kendrick You Next joint.
Yeah.
Kendrick You Next.
He was wilding, for respect,
Cassidy,
my nigga.
Cassidy was really
Yeah.
wilding though.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, it's like the Lil Wayne and
Pusha
Lil
T
Wayne
got
and,
beef
the
with him.
Lil Wayne and Gilly beef.
Yeah.
Like, Gilly wasn't big enough. Like, Gilly was way lyrical. He came way harder.
Yeah.
The songs was way hotter.
Yeah.
Cannon joint was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cannon was
That shit
crazy.
fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even when he was
Nah,
playing
Gilly-
around,
Gilly's
like
that
that's
dude.
fronting like your daddy joint, like,
Yeah.
fronting like your
He
daddy.
said, show me my opponent. Show me my opponent. That shit was crazy. I was just thinking about that shit the other day, yo.
Yeah, but like that beef was crazy. If you into it, you loved it.
I loved it. Yeah.
But he wasn't big enough
He wasn't.
to fuck Lil Wayne over.
If you knew who he was, you were looking for him, but nobody else
Yeah,
really.
nobody else really
didn't
knew.
have
It
that
just
platform.
looked like he was trying to get on.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, in conclusion, I think we all kind of have like the same idea about Drake's like new album. You feel me? It's
Right.
It's a hard hitter.
I think I'm saluting Drake on that. We're giving him a pass. He's got a good one.
I agree.
I definitely want to
I think Drake.
I thought I was really
always
coming up
want
here to
money.
argue with people today. I really thought I was going to have to like convince people to argue, like possibly even slap someone in
It's
the
a
parking
great
lot.
album.
Like, you know what
I think it's a 10 out of 10 album.
It's
There's
a
not
fucking
one
solid album.
song I fucking hate.
Drake,
He
good
don't
job,
have
bro.
all
We
the
love
fans for
Scorpion.
nothing.
Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
He
You
don't have all
feel me?
he don't have all no fans
But
for nothing.
in-
Like Drake is a hell of an
Yeah,
artist.
he's bigger than hip hop, man.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is. He is. He is.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a hell of an artist.
I want to talk about an artist that is from the same city as him, but isn't really like, he's not as famous as him, but the nigga is really a beast. You feel me? Like, and I've already name dropped him hella times. Yeah, I've already name dropped him hella times, and it's Tory Lanez. This man is literally one of the best artists I've heard in a long time, bro. Like, I don't think people understand how long this nigga has been out, and how long him and Drake have even had beef. They've had 7 years, almost a decade of beef
Yeah,
between each other.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that shit was going on until a couple of years ago.
I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Tory used to really dick ride the man just because he knew Drake was at such a big pedestal, and it was from the same city. You feel me? And the nigga was really like coming at Drake for a long time. You ever listen to his music, Doc?
I fuck with Tory. Yeah,
Bro,
I definitely fuck with Tory.
not only is this man a phenomenal singer, but his rap music is just nuts.
Yeah,
bro.
you can't not fuck with Tory.
You can't sit here and listen to his music and be like, oh, he's whack.
Right.
As a rapper or a
I
singer.
was gonna say, and he
Straight
can
up.
do it all too, right?
He really can.
Yeah, he's dope.
Have you listened to like any of his albums in full?
I'm trying to think the one.
He came out with I Told You in 2016.
What
His latest album I
what
listened
was,
to.
What was the most
What was
latest?
the?
Memories Don't Die.
Ah, that shit
What
was
the one
crazy.
Before that,
I Told You.
I told you. Was
And then before that was Lost Cause. I Told You. Before Lost Cause was like Conflicts in My Soul. Like, the dude is really like someone for the
Memories was
people.
hard.
Memories was
It might have been
dope.
I told
But
you.
does he? Is that his best album?
Yeah,
I don't
one-
think so.
The one that I fuck with the most had like really long intro.
Yeah. Really long intro. Yeah, that's I Told You.
Yeah.
I think I Told You was better than Memories Don't Die as
Really?
far as like,
Okay.
That's
In
the
what
album that
aspect?
Really got me on.
yeah.
For sure.
It was like,
What did you like about it? In what aspect is it better than Memories?
I think as far as like being cinematic, it was better than Memories. You feel me?
Like a movie.
It was definitely like a movie. It had a ton of skits. It showed us who Tory was as a person.
I remember somebody saying like, "Yo," somebody said like, "Yo, Tory, you got too many skits on the album. Like, you need to cut some of
It
those
don't
skits."
matter, bro.
Which
That's-
album was that? Is that?
That's got to be.
It's I Told You. Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what made the album what it was, though.
Yeah.
Too.
That's
They completed it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like something of like a concept album.
Oh,
Or,
exactly.
Memories Don't Die to me is kind of like a soundtrack to I Told You. Like, if
Okay.
they were to make a movie, which I think he is, like, Memories Don't Die would be the soundtrack to the movie. I Told You would be the story. You feel me?
Right.
Like, the way that Tory opened up on I Told You is just crazy. He talks about how he, like, his mom died.
Right.
He talks about his fucking, like, how he made his girlfriend get 3 abortions and shit like that.
right. That's
bro.
some.
Like,
Yeah.
3, my nigga. 3 scrapes. But on Memories Don't Die, he does the same thing, but not, I guess, not to, like, the same lyrical caliber. He has a song on Memories Don't Die called Happiness, where he kind of just tells the story of how his mom died, rather than, like, rapping it. He literally just lets the beat play and talks about how his mom...
Which can be dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm not going to hold you, bro. That song made me cry. Like, because he
I'm
said...
not mad at that.
He said, "Good
That's what
morning."
music's supposed to do. It's supposed to pull emotions out of you.
Exactly. He said good morning to his mom, then came home that same afternoon and she was done. You feel me? Like,
That's crazy.
that is super nuts. That's
Yeah.
super powerful.
But
But
I salute an artist that can come on a song and
Me too.
like get vulnerable and do.
That's what I'm saying,
and
yeah.
get the message out.
Because a lot of people like they leave the too personal shit, like the shit that's too personal, they leave it out, and you have to like tap into that. You know what I mean?
That's the stuff
For people to
we wanna
really
hear.
like.
Right.
that is
Yeah,
That's
the stuff
what
we-
puts you on that next level.
Yeah,
Like people
that's the
can really
stuff we
fuck with
need.
you personally.
word.
Yeah.
And I think even segueing to Drake, like he did that on this album really well. He talked about his kid
Yeah.
and didn't say shit.
Right.
But with Tory, like I feel like he's more of a tangible person as far as like artists go. Like because the nigga be in Toronto, he really puts like he's trying to put other dudes on. He has this one artist named Pressa who is fire. Like
Right.
I love the dude's music. Pressa is a beast. He has this one dude on Memories Don't Die called Mansa. Beast. You feel me? Fucking completely kills his features. And like I think Memories Don't Die is just like a better feature album than it is like a full length album. Because Memories Don't Die is kind of all over the place, but it does it in a very classy way. Like, fucking the rap on that song is like Jay-Z flex rap. Like, he talks, he's in his bag. He doesn't need to get super lyrical on you. But, like, there's certain times where he does get super lyrical just to remind you, like, hey, I am that guy. Right. Because if you really go into his discography, he bodies remixes. He has this one remix to that Future song, Shit, crazy. The Shabba remix he did, crazy. Magnolia, crazy. The Shining song with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
He's been kicking down some fuck.
His Lydia Again feature was nuts.
Bananas, yeah.
Super bananas.
I didn't hear half of these, so I got to go check for him now. But I really fuck with him.
Yeah, that was DC4.
Really fuck with dude.
I feel like if Tory wasn't on the Lydia Again, like it wouldn't have been, because he did the hook and a verse.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Meek did Meek on that, obviously, but yeah, the hook is what it really was, and then, but he came in and bodied his verse.
For real, he really did.
That song crazy. So,
and I think Tory, taking away from his like music, I think he's like very fashion forward as well. Like he dresses crazy. Have you seen the cover art for the album cover for Memories Don't Die?
Refresh my memory.
Bro, he looks like a straight up Dominican poppy. Chilling with his shirt tucked in. It's like fucking halfway like unbuttoned and shit. He just looks like super serious. Like the kid takes great pictures. Like he's super photogenic. Fucking like he has amazing contrast and amazing background art whenever like he takes pictures. Even when he takes live pictures, the grittiness and like the stuff that Mid Jordan does to his photos is super crazy. Like, and just like how he dresses is so phenomenal to me. Like he really goes outside of the box. He has these like his leather jacket game is crazy, dog. Like he did this one freestyle on Sway in the Morning. It's a 9-minute freestyle off top of his head. It's not written at all. And he's wearing like this wife beater and this I think it's like a tannish leather jacket with like white stars on it. He has this Jesus choker that's like straight blinding. Like the way that he like dresses and his like demeanor is just so like it's like kingly, you feel me? Like like the Jesus jewel that he has, the Jesus piece that he has, mixed with his choker, just makes him look
on some royal shit.
Yeah, it makes him look like he's royalty. It makes him look like a straight up prince. You feel me? And I feel like
it basically he'll walk in the room and he's telling people to bow to him without saying it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
as much as I don't like shit like that for myself, I really respect how he dresses, and he doesn't really wear as much like name brand designer as a lot of people. He has this one designer that he goes to named Mike Amiri for jeans and boots, and Mike Amiri has some of the best ripped like denim I've ever seen. His boots are always on point. Tory is like, if you really look at his fashion, he always buys stuff that isn't crazy popular on popular brands. Like he has these Y3 sneakers, bro, that are so dope. They're like low top, off-white, zipper in the back, super casual sneaker, but the way that he wears it is crazy. The way that Tory wears boots and belts is just nuts. His scarves and shit.
Who else do you think is as fashion forward in the game, like, other than Tory? I'm trying to think. Like,
I think, like, by default, A$AP Rocky. Because A$AP Rocky really... Yeah, he's super original. And
he is original.
As much as I've been wearing tight jeans for my whole fucking life, he really did bring that back to the forefront of rap. You feel me?
Right.
When he first came out, he was dressing like a very classy punk star. He wore his designer, he wore his Gucci, his Ralph Lauren, he wore his Raf Simons, he wore
and
his
for hip hop,
Wang.
that's like we didn't have that.
A lot of the niggas that we hear about now are because of him. Rick Owens, Raf Simons, Alexander Wang, Vera Wang.
There's swag at least.
Yeah.
Right.
HBA. He even brought Bathing Ape back to a certain degree. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Because the only nigga that was really rocking Bape was Wayne.
And then Pharrell.
Yeah. And then A$AP came out, started wearing Bape again. Crazy. Now so many niggas wear Bape. You feel me? And even Lil Skies, I think I've said this before. The way that he has these denim jeans that he wears, and they're like they have like camo patches on them and shit. Like,
I fuck with that.
Yeah, you feel me? Like,
I was telling you that a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I fuck with that.
And Mike Amiri, he has this line of boots where they're like cowboy boots, but like they have like bandanas tied around them. They're like really, really fire, bro. Like, I really fucks with, and Tory has this one music video, Bust It Down, where he's wearing this white jacket that has like the rock star symbol with like hella monograms on it, and I'm not really into that, but the way that he wore it was really nuts. He had like a white bandana on, tied like Pac in the front and shit. Like he just, the way that Tory dresses, the way that ASAP dresses, the way that Lil Skies dresses, the way that Kanye dresses, is even Drake to a certain degree is just very, very flamboyant without really doing a lot. But when they do get flamboyant, like, it's like they're sending a message.
Well,
like
it doesn't have to be flamboyant. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to be flamboyant to know how to dress.
True. And I feel like what...
Just, I think there's a certain line where you take it too far. Like, what do you... I know North wants to speak up on this, but let's be serious. Like, what do you get out of wearing a fucking purse? Like, let's be serious. Cool, it's like, we'll call it fashion forward, but what do you get out of that other than publicity? Like, you know why you're doing it.
Like
Dude,
Uzi
you're telling me you were
shit.
born and you really feel some type of way about wearing that? Like, you need to wear that?
Well, and
You
Uzi's...
know what I mean?
And Uzi's
Think about why
defense.
women wear it. Women wear it because it's accepted, because one woman started doing it and they all started doing it. It became like a trend. But why the fuck do men do it?
I'm going to let
know
North
what I mean?
speak
Why?
on this, and then I'm going to
Why?
elaborate on my opinion.
Come on, dog.
Purses and the dresses.
Yeah, but he's...
Because I know J-Dot just came out with a music video. J-Dot just came out with a music video straight dissing niggas just like this. It's called Hip Hop Circus.
I'm so... I need
Go check
help.
that out.
I am
Check that
so...
out. Facts. Shout
That
out
is,
to
that's
DJ
hard,
Rush.
by the way. Please check that out. I'm so, like, open-minded. Like, I'm so fucking open-minded with so much shit.
But you
but
never
I
wear a
am
purse?
getting down with that,
I
bro.
never wear a dress.
I can't be open-minded. I can't be open-minded about that.
Nah,
You know, because it's just
Come
like
on.
even like men that have sons. How do you explain that to your son? How do you
I'll smack
tell?
the shit out of my
Yeah,
son.
like how do you tell them that?
Fuck out of here, dude.
Right, like how do you tell them it's okay to do? And you know, and the craziest part is this is what they seeing coming up. You know, people follow trends.
Right.
You know, so like how do you explain that? Like as a man, I don't know how to
Right.
explain that. Because even when clothes started getting tighter and tighter, I'm looking like
I don't want to get down with that. I was the same way.
yeah.
I'm
didn't
rocking the
convert-
nut
I
huggers
didn't
right
convert-
now, bro.
No,
don't care.
That's funny you said that. I didn't get down with like wearing tighter pants until like
Yeah.
a couple years ago. Like I swear
Yeah.
to God, I was wearing like the we were talking about this last night, me and Hendo on the phone. Like I was wearing like the boot cut jeans and shit. Like maybe like 5 years ago, and oh, what are you doing? And I'm like,
Skinny
I'm
jeans
bro,
been out for almost
I
a
can't get down with
decade,
the skinny
nigga.
jeans, bro.
Yeah.
I don't like how they feel,
even-
but like I gave them a shot and like they feel good, whatever. But I'm not wearing them like glued to my leg type shit.
Yeah, that's something
You know
different.
what I mean?
They tight.
Just a little tighter.
This nigga said
I'm not
they
wearing
tight.
tights.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't want people getting the wrong idea when I say wearing a purse. I don't have anything against, like, I have gay friends. Like, I have friends that are gay. I have nothing against
but
gay
that's-
people.
that's
But
different.
that's what I'm saying. If you're gay, then fuck it.
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah,
like,
that-
embrace that. Like,
right,
we
that's
love you
different.
for being, you're gay, whatever. We accept you.
But then you have to look. Let's look at.
But don't be straight and wear that shit.
Right, let's
do
look
not
at-
do that. I'll smack the fuck out of you.
Right, but let's look at like.
I'm about
the
to come
NBA.
through with a
Let's
purse.
Look at the shit that AI went through. You know what I'm
With
saying?
chains and shit,
Yeah,
right?
like
Yeah.
when it wasn't. When everybody was in there, that was clean cut, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, look, but he come in and he got the braids and the chains, then he started
Thugged out,
getting
bro.
Looking like a
Thugged
fucking
out.
Philly
tattoos
nigga, yeah.
and all that.
AI was the, we're talking about AI?
Yeah,
AI was like
100%.
the Pac of the NBA.
yeah,
True. I mean,
Like, and the thing
thugged
about
out.
it is, and you know, he realized it later once he got so much flack about it. You know, like he set the trend,
Right.
not just for the NBA. Like he set the trend. You know,
Yeah.
he made it okay for them.
He did.
to do the same thing. You know, but
He actually did shift that
he
NBA
shifted.
culture a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
even when he did it, they tried to
Yeah,
get
he
on
did.
everybody and say,
Yeah.
you supposed to wear suits and you know you supposed to dress the part when you out.
What are you going to
Did,
do
did
if I
AI
don't?
start? Did AI start NBA artists that rap? Did he start?
Yeah,
that?
yeah, he
because
started all of
AI
that.
did a song with 50.
Yeah,
back
AI,
in the day.
he had a whole album out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did he
yeah,
start that?
yeah,
Is that the
yeah,
reason why
yeah,
NBA
yeah.
artists feel as though they can rap or
He
try to rap?
made it possible for.
That's
he
crazy.
he made it possible.
He's the GOAT.
for the. He made it possible for the NBA artists, the players, to be themselves.
Right.
because in the NBA, in sports and in business, you have to be somebody
Professional
else.
and right.
So he took that out. So now when you see an NBA player, they look like a rapper.
They're themselves.
You know what I'm saying? Like they look like, and then they love rap, and they feel
Right.
as though like anybody else that starts to rap, like I can do that.
And a lot of them niggas come
And you
from the
got the
hood.
money.
When you really think about
He
it.
That's
did,
the-
right. They got the
That's
money
the thing, they have the money to invest
in
themselves.
themselves, right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what make them want to go and be rappers.
Yeah.
Because they already living a life without the rap music.
It goes the other way around too, because a lot of the rappers wanted to be ball players. Or
Drake said it.
I mean,
Right.
want to be in that ball player.
Yeah.
Drake said it on Thank Me Later.
Hand in hand for sure.
He definitely
Yeah.
What did he
did.
say? What did he say?
He said, "I swear, sports and music are so synonymous because they want to be them, and because we want to be them, and they want to be us."
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
Drake,
Big facts.
Aubrey,
But
Graham.
the thing about even what we were saying,
got quotable
about,
shit, bro.
With the
He does.
purses and all of that stuff is like, okay, like when you were saying with if you gay, that's what it is.
Then it is what
But
it
you
is.
had people that's following you. When you influential to everybody that's watching you, especially kids, they influence easy.
Right. You're fucking
know?
these people up, bro.
Yeah, you fucking people up. Like the younger kids are.
It's funny, but
I
it's
can't
not. Like,
wait
it's
to
crazy,
express my
like,
opinion on this.
Yeah, it's
What the fuck are people gonna be wearing when by the time I have a son and I'm raising him? Like I'm scared.
Non-binary clothes that don't really mean shit or define your sexuality. That's what
Maybe
they're
not.
gonna be wearing.
Maybe not.
Because
I hope.
let's talk about it. Now I'm about to grill y'all
I
niggas
want to
out.
hear what North was about to say, but
Go ahead, North.
No. What I was saying was, as far as with that, you have all these people. Now, like I said, when clothes started getting tighter, like to a certain extent, I understood it because when it comes to especially men,
It looks more formal, dog.
yeah,
it does. It
Like,
does.
like that's what I said.
It was more like bummy when you wearing like baggy clothes. You know what I mean?
Right,
So-
right.
Looks like
But
a
that's what I
homeless
was saying. When it started getting to a certain point, it was like, okay, it looks better because now they have their pants up. But the ones that was actually pulling their pants
And
up,
wearing belts.
and
Sometimes I see people with tight pants, but they're down to their fucking.
That
Yeah,
shit
cutting
makes
off
me
the-
so
yeah,
mad.
cutting
I
off the
will grab you by
circulation.
the-
Don't
Right.
buy a Louis V belt just to sag your pants. If you, this goes for all my
We
trap
don't wanna
niggas
see
that I
you
know,
go on
bro.
your knees,
No,
brother.
because
Yeah.
bro, I put this on everything I love. Every trap nigga I know nowadays has a Louis V belt or a Michael Kors belt, but sags their pants down past their boxers. You can see a nigga pause, but you can see a nigga's dick through their boxers and shit because niggas is really sagging their pants that low and wearing fucking medium shirts. Like
Yeah.
niggas look crazy out here, bro, and it's mostly little young trap niggas that I know, bro. The shit is retarded.
They're holding
I'd rather you wear a
they're
dress
getting
than
it.
see that dumb
Right,
shit.
but they getting it
Right.
from the people that they getting it from these people that they following, like
That's
the
what I'm
people that they looking up to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people is getting it from.
Right.
But people take it to the extreme sometimes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that's where we getting it from because you got to look in the days of like regular rap with like the state properties and like all the other artists. Like you had to be hard.
Right. They made it cool to be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to.
They
be,
made
like,
that acceptable.
Yeah, like even with your clothes and all that, like you couldn't wear tight. Like you had to be.
Nah.
It wasn't all that dancing on stage. You had dancers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you wasn't dancing.
You were not dancing.
yeah, you
absolutely
was. You
not.
was rapping.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like right now, it's like the trends have changed, and a lot of these rappers made it cool to do these things, but like it's just hard to explain. When people following fashion.
Right.
Because the people that they follow, like you got to look at Versace and all that. Like these was
Them
gay
niggas was
designers.
all gay.
Yeah, they was gay designers.
And Tupac wore so much of that shit.
Since we're on this topic, I want to segue into our next topic. What's the wave? I want to talk about so real quick. I want to touch on what was your favorite era of fashion. If you could go back and pull and where it would be accepted, you could pull any era of fashion back into today, and you would rock it and be accepted for it. What would you do?
Shout out to Adidas for always being hip hop.
Adidas, Fila,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Feli's coming back a little
Yeah,
bit.
Fila coming back.
Why
I've been
you
seeing
laughing? Why
Fila
you laughing?
jerseys.
Fila coming back.
Yo,
And
Fila,
Champion.
I fuck with Fila.
Everything comes
Champion
back.
came
Though.
back too, yeah. for
Champion.
It's because of Tory Lanez.
Hilfiger.
Just saying.
All that.
Tommy Hilfiger is hard, yeah.
I saw this one Champion hoodie. It said "Yo Champ." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's but everything. all of that stuff. And the thing about it is, with my age, like I said, I'm 43. You know, so most of the stuff that people think is new been out already.
Right.
You know, like
right now they always come
tight
back.
pants
All
been
the
out since the 80s.
Yeah, like
all the fashion comes back.
I said
I still got a fresh pair.
Y'all know who started
in
hip hop
in the closet? You know what I mean?
Let's really talk about that. Y'all know who started hip hop, right? Because hip hop started in like the late 70s, mid 70s. So what was niggas wearing in the 70s? Bell bottoms.
That's what I was gonna say. That when North was talking,
bell bottoms.
They used to wear tight shit back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very flamboyant shit. Fuck tight
very,
shit.
Very flamboyant shit. Almost
shit.
sometimes like it's. That's a good question.
Almost
what
gay,
was more
right?
flamboyant?
No,
like
but
that shit or the shit now?
But you can.
They didn't wear purses.
You can separate the two. You can look at the clothing and tell the difference between men wear and female wear.
Right.
That's what the culture.
Not with bell bottoms.
That's what.
No, you could. Like even with that, you can still tell.
With bell bottoms?
Yeah, you
And
can
you know
tell
what I
the
find
difference.
A lot of these young cats still hate on those guys from back in the day, like the 70s, and they're like, what the fuck was he wearing? But you motherfuckers are doing the same shit now.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I don't think I
You know,
ever
yeah, they
heard
didn't have a
young
flow
nigga-
like yours. They couldn't flow
Yeah.
over beat. Like, hip-hop didn't grow into what it was yet. But
Yeah,
they were still
hip-hop
wearing the
was
shit.
Very much of a prototype.
you're wearing it now.
And this is why first off, my favorite era of fashion isn't even right now. You feel
What's
me?
your favorite era of fashion?
Pelly, my nigga. Pelly, my nigga. I wish I grew up as a 21-year-old in 2003 where Joel Santana was like super popping. Because the shit that they was wearing was crazy, dog.
That's when I was
I-
coming up.
You feel me? Like, bro, like, nigga.
Yeah, but that was
I had some crazy Pelly.
They didn't have a lot of stuff like that. That era right there.
That was like hood style at its prime, bro.
Yeah.
Sean John, Pelly, Jabot. Yeah,
Yeah, I was about
bro.
to say, yeah, you had the like certain stuff was popular.
If Jabot came back, that shit would be popping now.
Jabos, yeah.
If they made him skinny,
if they modernized them,
Yeah.
modernized them, little
Yeah.
tighter, little. You know what I mean?
Because they were kind of baggy as shit.
They were baggy
they
as
were
fuck.
baggy as hell.
I
They
probably
were-
still got a couple pairs.
The only reason they stayed on me was the fact that I had the straps. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Word.
Yeah,
I had
A lot
every
of the
color.
Try and make a comeback.
Yeah,
They
bro.
probably could too. Jabot
Jabot.
jeans.
Shout
I
out
think,
Jabot.
I think they are.
They, like you said, they could if they do it and come back in the. Yeah,
I'm not gonna be the first one to wear them. I'll tell
That
you
shit, bro. And
We'll wait it out.
Nah, I would though.
No, I would if they, like I said, if they do it right, I would do it.
If they do it right.
Because the thing about it is, like we said, everything comes back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like so, and then the thing about it is
Everything.
who wearing what it is that you wearing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you can make it like me. Like I'm regular every day. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
unless I'm going out or something like that.
Right.
But nobody's gonna say, "Oh, he got on the plain black." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like
It's what it is. Yeah.
it is what it
It's
is. It's how you rocking what you
Yeah.
rocking. You know what I'm saying? So
for someone who's very fashion forward, I always look for things that nobody else will wear. Like the shirt I'm
Same
wearing
here,
right now.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same
You feel
here.
me? Like the
You
shirt.
could ask anybody that knows
Yeah.
me; they'll tell you I do the same shit. Like I'll wear nothing that you will wear.
I ain't
Yeah.
never seen nobody wear those sneakers. Them shits is fly. You feel me? I fucks with them sneakers.
And it's
Appreciate
crazy
you.
'cause my daughter like that. One of my daughters, and you know, we used to call people like that, like weird, like when they have their own.
Niggas used to call me a faggot back in high school for wearing
Yeah.
skinny jeans.
Yeah, like your whole taste, you looking like so weird. Like every,
Right.
yeah, it's
I think
weird.
that's what's dope about this era, as far as the fashion goes, is there's so many different ways to portray yourself and everything
Right.
accepted. You know what
I
mean?
think,
Yeah, not a lot
I
of
think
people
fashion
give a
really
fuck.
expresses your mood that you're in
Right.
too. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll dress to my mood. Like if I'm trying to chill, I'll put on some comfy clothes. You know what I mean? If I'm really like I clean up well, so if I'm trying to go out, you know what I mean? I'll look real fly. Like
Right, yeah.
that's what it is. So
Yeah, that's facts. For sure.
Yeah, because I know the one era when it was like the Elises and you know, like
I had an Nietzsche jacket.
like a bunch of stuff like that, like all of that, like the
Nietzsche, I remember Nietzsche.
Yeah,
like
that's when, like, Rockaware.
That's crazy, bro.
the Sergio Tech, like the sweatsuits and
Yeah,
all of that
velour
stuff.
suits,
The velour.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the velour suit.
don't you act like shoe.
Old ass nigga, man.
But you gotta look.
I was in middle school with the velour outfits.
But velour was still around with Sean John and like Rockaway and all that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sean
Like,
John
because even-
Rockaway to knock off. We had South Pole and fucking.
Yeah,
Chill.
because it was still that era. It was still that era of velour sweatsuit.
Chill, because I had a South Pole shirt that was super dope. It was a gray one with a dope ass graphic, and it had long john sleeves and shit. Bro, I wore them shits with my ripped jeans all the time, bro. I was the freshest nigga in South Pole. I swear to God, niggas was not touching my swag, bro. I swear to God, bro, I was going to welfare stores, my nigga, and getting fly on niggas that spent $400 on their shit, and now I spent $400 on my shit. But I don't look like nobody else, bro. Like the shirt I'm wearing right now, it says nobody on it.
Nobody.
And I got
nobody
this shit,
rocks it but Henda.
Exactly, you feel me? I got this shit from Forever 21. Niggas walk into Forever 21.
H&M and Forever 21 because they got different shit, especially Forever 21.
Bro, I'll go into PacSun and look flyer than the nigga who went into Gucci for less.
Yes.
You feel me?
But
For-
the thing
for
that
way
I
less.
can say about this era is you don't have to spend a lot of money.
You don't.
You really don't.
You don't.
Thrift shopping
have
is super.
These motherfuckers
Yeah,
are dumbasses spending all
you
that
don't
money.
have to spend a lot of money. That's the thing.
Invest
about
that money into yourself.
Yeah, because like when I was younger, you had to spend money. That's why you had all these coke dealers. Because our
Back
shit
in the
was
80s
so,
and shit.
Yeah, our shit was so expensive. You had to sell coke to get what you really wanted.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like so.
Nobody was providing opportunity like they are today.
And that was kind of around like a bad time for black people. Like, if you really think about it, like selling crack and shit and selling coke was really one of the only ways to be your own enterprise and your own business back in the day.
That's what I'm saying. There wasn't opportunity. Wasn't so. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have as much.
I think it was what you wanted. It was the things that we wanted because, like, even when I was young, and like the stuff that my parents used to get me to wear, it was nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I just wanted more.
You wanted more.
I wanted this shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
word.
saying? Like, I wanted Alpinos. I wanted Porsches. I wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want that stuff.
You had what you needed.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I want them Jordans that they're getting killed for out there. I want them.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, you know, so it was the things that we wanted more.
Right.
And the things that we wanted was expensive. I think the cheaper stuff that we used to do, especially like with the females, like females always got away with a lot of shit. But it was that era of the Reeboks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can go get a chick a pair of Reeboks for $50 and she's straight. She's not complaining. Like, yo, you just got her. It was like you just got her a fur coat.
Right.
Like, real shit. That's how much they appreciated a pair of Reeboks.
Not today.
Yeah,
Not today.
Fuck Reebok.
Like,
But you gotta look, like, even during that time, like $50, like, it ain't nothing now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But like, you know, like even with me, like I used to go in the store like every few days, and I used to get Reeboks, black pair and a white pair, black pair and a white pair. You know what I'm saying?
and then inflation happened. And
yeah, then that started getting higher and higher.
was the same.
I tell you what trend I'm really tired of. Sorry, Nick. Jordans. I hate
I don't really
Jordans.
wear Jordans that much anymore.
Like, there's
Depends on the Jordan.
Yeah.
some that I really like, but I would never spend money on them shits. You feel me? Because for one, they're overpriced. Two, they don't. I can find a quality sneaker that looks better than that.
Right.
And like, they're just so overly.
You can find
worn.
skater shoes that feel better than that.
Exactly,
I mean, they're
like-
more comfortable.
They're just worn by everybody. Like, how many Jordans can you buy until you look like everyone else? It just
Exactly.
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather wear a pair of Vans or a pair of Adidas. And a lot of people are copying off of Adidas shoe design. Like, with, like, how easy it is to slip into it. Like, the Nikes that I'm wearing right now, my nigga, look just like Adidas that I've been seeing since 2012.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
And these came out, oh my bad, these came out like probably 2 years ago.
Yep.
You feel me? Everybody copies Adidas swag because Adidas has been around for hip hop and culture for forever.
Yeah.
Nike didn't get super big until Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Adidas only got like that because of Run DMC.
Run DMC,
And-
right.
That's a good look though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Run DMC had the Adidas sweatsuit, the Adidas shoes. You feel me? Even metal like bands use Adidas. Like metal drummers use Adidas to drum because they feel more comfortable opposed to Jordans or opposed to Vans even. You feel me? Like because they're just a nice shoe
I
to
think
wear.
with the Jordans, it's just like, first of all, with Jordans, like Jordans never lost it.
No,
You know
you're
what I'm
right.
saying? Like,
Consistent, yeah,
yeah,
sure.
there was
And
always
it never will.
consistent. And, you know, when you look at the brand of Jordan, when you look at that brand, that's not the only brand that has an expensive shoe, and you might look like $300. I wish I would pay $300. You got people that feel like that.
Margielas cost $900.
Yeah, you might look at certain shoes and like, and you would say you would never buy it. Then you got ones that they always win. You might look and you can't even tell that somebody that's paid $900 for that pair of shoes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or them pair of sneakers or boots or whatever the case may be. You know, but as far as Jordan was the one. It was just so popular because of the person's name.
Right.
Because of him.
Because he was like the GOAT. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
you know what I'm saying? So his name has just been around.
It could have been anyone
It
that
could have
took
been
that position.
Yeah, it could have been anybody. It's just that it's Jordan.
That's
And
why
the thing-
people eat up Yeezys today. I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
everybody loves Yeezys.
I respect it because, you know, he started off with Nike. And then he cut the middleman.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, he cut the middleman that's kept it going.
Right.
But he didn't do it, and then the price of the shoe dropped, though. You feel
He
what I'm-
kept that shit up.
He kept it.
All
Yeah.
the way up.
Yeah.
Speaking
Way
of
too expensive, bro.
Yeah.
speaking of Yeezy though, Yeezy.
We're gonna segue into our next topic right now. It's called Spitball.
We're
I wanna
comparing
compare the
Ye and
format.
Drizzy, right?
Yeah, Ye and Drizzy. Like, well, not Ye and Drizzy, but I want to compare the format of, like, all right, it's 2018. Ye's been dropping project upon project with like 7-8 tracks max, and Drizzy just dropped a project that had how many songs?
25.
25.
There was an A and a B
So,
side.
what format what format do you think is more successful? First and foremost, and then what format are we rocking with in 2018?
I don't
do
think
you
I
like
really
when
give a
artists
shit.
drop albums with 7-8 tracks, or do you like when they drop albums with 25 tracks?
What you think, Doc?
See, I feel like the more successful route is the shorter albums. But as far as what I would prefer, I for sure prefer the longer projects. Like, I come from the mixtape era. I come from like diplomatic
20-30 tracks.
Diplomatic Immunity with
There's
a red,
so many
with a red
fucking
album
songs.
and a blue album, double disc albums. You
Yeah.
know? Like, I come from that, so like. Yeah, the 30-track mixtapes and shit like that. Like, Styles P putting out 35 songs on a mixtape.
Right.
That's crazier
Right.
than most people albums out at the time. But as far as like successful, especially nowadays, like the average listener isn't trying to really sit through all that. The attention span of people in general in society is just shorter. So
That's
so
I don't
like,
think that's
why
true.
a lot of people are going with
Nah, it
just,
is.
people aren't even putting out albums like at all. People are going the single route, putting out singles and videos and eating off of that.
It's the mental health shit, bro.
don't-
People's attention spans.
I mean, me personally,
Yeah.
I like to sit with a longer album, and if you could keep my attention for that long and still have like a whole concept and a feel to it, I respect you more for that. But as
Right.
far as like more successful, I feel like nowadays it's definitely the shorter format.
I guess it comes down to like what are you trying to do?
I'm
Like,
a
are
10-15
you
song
trying to
guy.
get people?
That's
are you trying
healthy.
to get people to buy into you more? I feel like if you have more tracks, I feel like you said, like you can keep someone's attention span. If you can hold that for longer, then you can get people to buy into you. Like if they're thinking about you that long while they're trying to digest that whole thing,
Right.
you know what I mean? That whole plate versus just a slice.
I
a
think it
slice of pizza,
depends.
you know what I mean?
I think it depends on the things you say on
Like
songs.
Kanye came and went.
Honestly.
with those albums.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, they're good, but like I don't look for them as much anymore, bro.
I do, bro. All of those
With
albums
the
are
short
fire.
projects.
Yeah, the
Shorter
short
ones,
projects.
I think with the short projects, and it was crazy because in our show we was just talking about this. We was talking about Nas.
Okay.
That Nas album was phenomenal.
The new
But-
one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
thing,
don't
the,
you
the
say it's
thing
whack.
about
That shit was hard.
yeah, the thing about when we was talking about Nas, because I had multiple conversations about Nas. Like we was on our way to North Carolina and we was talking about Nas, and we was talking about the quality of music that he was putting out versus his name, like trying to level out the two. Like, is it the music? And my whole thing is, I say he's still relevant off of his first project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Illmatic is still like people
Yeah.
still refer to that as one of the
I'll put
best
that
hip
up
albums.
against damn near anything.
Right,
Anything,
but
bro.
that's what I'm saying. But that goes back to to what I'm
It's
saying.
a movie.
Like,
It's a fucking movie.
Right. The album was great. The album was a like Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like them type of albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is when we was talking about Nas put out a lot of songs. He put out a lot of projects and stuff like that. And them songs don't hit.
Right.
Like they don't hit, but you
Right.
have a lot of Nas fans.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing. So my whole thing is like with the new project. Like if you would have had 20 songs, they don't stick. They don't hit. You might listen to the whole album. You might like 7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, if you come with a short project, you better come hard. They
right.
better be the
but
toughest.
I think you got the
You know what I mean?
that's the better chance of putting out a good body of work.
Right.
And people appreciate
It's more
what
of a
you
safe
put out.
bet.
Yeah, it's safe.
More successful.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
people can look like, yo, that was a great album.
Right,
it's
and then
7,
you're
8
saying
songs,
album.
Then you're like, damn.
Right.
Now I need another album.
And then you could trash the other maybe 14 tracks you have and then go work on your next album.
Yeah, now you can put something else out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now
Right.
people wait and they anticipate because they didn't get enough.
And then you have other tracks left over. Right. So I think it's a safer bet for the artist. It's a
Yeah,
safer bet for
yeah.
the the listener that's tuning into the music. But I do miss those albums. Like there's only certain people that can
But
drop them
you,
today
y'all
and
hit
have a
on
success.
the attention span of people. The attention, and that's the thing about. That's why a lot
Attention
of
span of people's whack today.
yeah, but that's why a lot of artists
'Cause of social
that
media.
was really rappers. That's why it's so hard for them. The ones that can't dumb themselves down
yeah.
is the ones that hasn't been consistent lately because
Right.
they can't dumb themselves down
Right.
to put out the music that's out. Because
Right.
I always tell people, I'm like, yo, the game. You used to go and say the alphabet. Then it just started getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and then like a few years ago, you can go to like ABC. Like now it's just like AB, AB, AB. That's all. That's all the people want to. If you go any further, you lost me.
Right.
Like with kids, and I tell people, you want to know if you have a great song. It don't have to be great to me because I like lyrics.
Right.
You know, I like content. But if you want to know if you have a hit, get a 3-year-old. 4-year-old, put them in the back seat and go
For
riding
real.
with them.
For real.
With that song.
Right.
And then you watch them.
Right. My
Like
boy
that-
does that. My boy's he's got 3 kids, so he drives around in the whip.
Yeah.
His kids are in the back.
Yeah.
And then if the kids are vibing with it, like he hit me
If
up
they
one day. He's
vibe-
like, "Yo, shoot, you got one." I'm like, "Why is that?" He's like, "My son's rocking your shit." You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
And if they pick, if you play the song and they have your hook by the end of that song,
right.
you had one.
Right. Then you
A
know.
3-year-old
It's
was
something
never
that's-
able to get
Right.
an artist song
Right.
to get a hook before.
Right.
Now,
That's a really, really, really good point you made.
yeah,
That's
they
a
was
really
never
good
able
point.
to get it. And that's why I say now people have the attention span of a 3-year-old.
Damn, I gotta
We
start.
have the same attention span.
I gotta start finding these young kids and playing my shit.
Yeah,
And
you
then,
gotta
like,
play because they.
album listening party.
Yeah,
on the
Yeah,
playground.
I'm about to say you gotta have a kid party now for your listening
Right.
part because somebody else is sitting
Meet me
there
at the
like,
playground.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
This is why I disagree. Because
That's funny.
in
as
the
shit.
past, since 2012, I've been hearing that people's attention span has like gone down for like music listeners. But A$AP Rocky puts out so much music, so much. The Cozy Tapes is like 15, 16 songs long. Every album that A$AP Rocky puts out is like 16 to 18 songs. Every album usually that Drake puts out is very long. Every album that Kanye puts out usually is very long. And like we can sit here and talk about these new niggas putting out shorter albums or putting out shorter songs, but we're talking about people who shape culture. You feel me? We're talking about people that people actually check for. People are checking for Trippie Redd. People are checking for Lil Skies. People are checking for Tekashi 6ix9ine. People are checking for Tory Lanez. But they're not putting out very, very, like, short albums even. Like, Tekashi 6ix9ine, his album is 9 or 10 songs long. That's not very short. You feel me? That's almost an hour of music. You feel me? Like, I don't necessarily think the attention span is getting shorter. I think people are just picking and choosing on who to fuck with, honestly. Like,
I mean, people
No, I
always
think the
did
attention
that.
span is
Yeah,
dumbing
because
down. I think
even
it's
the-
because, like we were talking about last week, like
Yeah.
the social media and shit. Everybody's got everything at their fucking fingertips.
People are
So they're, like,
socially retarded,
They
most
digest
definitely.
everything so
Yeah.
quick, and they're not fully
And-
digesting it like they used to. Like
Right.
they used to listen to the whole story, the whole everything as far as the
Right,
content goes.
right.
Like, all right, let me break this down. Let me decipher this. They don't do it anymore. They listen to a song. They're like, all right, that's good or that's bad.
You know what I
And that's
tell
it. It's
people?
quick.
You know
And
what
then
I
they throw
tell
it in the
people?
trash.
Right? Yeah, because even if you watch it, you might go on your live. You might watch it. People that watch they live, they get on their live. If you don't pique their interest right away.
They're coming right off.
They click right off of it. If you're doing too much talking, they going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People don't care no more. That's why them 1 minute videos.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't grab their attention right away or something,
yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
Right.
that's how people is. They don't get. Everybody has this.
That's why Drake. You just nailed it. That's why Drake is selling the way he is, because he's got quotables. Like, he says shit that makes you want to rewind. Like, what the fuck did he just say?
Right.
Like, holy shit.
And then the thing about the Drakes, like them type of artists, they still following format and protocol.
Yeah, the old blueprints.
Yeah, they following, like, you can't deny that Drake is still following protocol. Everything he do is protocol. Like, he's what the game has been doing.
Right.
You know, he's following the bigger heads in the game.
Yeah.
You know, but as far as
he's got a lot of
even the
mentors.
Grammys went. The time went down for you to even be able to get a Grammy for your album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now I think it's like, as long as your album is like 15 minutes long,
Yep.
you can get a Grammy now.
That's crazy.
That is
because that's the times now.
Shu and Hendo will cook something up tonight.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
catching a
Slide
Grammy
through.
off a single.
That's the thing. Like, so, you know, like, usually, like, these albums that people putting out usually be like EPs and shit like that. They albums.
Right.
You know, like I said, like, people, no matter how much we sit back and we try to, you know, debate the fact, like, you know, people is different. Like, when you look at your kids, especially, like I said, like, when you have kids at a certain age, like, I have kids at a certain age to where as though I had a guy up here that was mad at me one time. Because I said, okay, listen. He took, because I went and put him on my project. I was like, you can rap. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as, like, your content, I said the people, the consumers, you have to realize now the way that you rap like an old school artist. Yeah. I said, I'm not saying that you can't make money no more. I'm not saying you can't do shows no more. But now you have to go and find that lane.
Right.
It's not open for you no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have one lane, you need to find that lane and get in there and drive that lane right there. It's not open. Yeah. I said, now I have 3 daughters. I said, I have a 5-year-old, I have a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old. I said, I have a 21-year-old daughter. I said, which one of them will listen to your music? He said, oh, all of them. None of them. No. None of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been around a lot of artists that people fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have, like, state property artists and all that that's at my house. And, like, I remember one day one of my daughters said, well, me and Crack was about to go somewhere and to record. My daughter was like, why is she still making music? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not interested.
Right.
They're not interested in this music. We still interested because we like rap. You know what I'm saying? But and then you listen to the music that they listen to, and we try to say, y'all don't really listen to shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but then the stuff that they listening to, if you really listen to it, everything is really simple to the point. Like, look at what's the joint Gucci Gang.
Gucci gang.
How many verses do he have?
2. 1, actually.
Yeah, he has 1 verse.
He says Gucci gang at least 56 times.
Yeah, probably 56
yeah,
times.
you know what I'm saying? And the thing
he says it 55 times too many.
Yeah,
no, but the thing about the thing about it is that's what court. Because of people attention.
That shit gets me so mad.
People want something that's catchy.
Stop hating on everything.
Yeah.
They want that repetitive shit that
yeah,
you can fucking remember.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because their attention span. I don't know that they want it. I just think that it resonates. It hits them because it's repetitive and it gets stuck in their head.
You're looking at a man who loves the shit out of Lil Pump.
Hoppy and a catchy hook.
And also can listen to a 25-song album. You feel me?
But you the exception though. You know what I'm saying? Like when you speaking. Yeah, like, because you even got to look now, you know, before you had a format to a song. That format to the song is gone.
Yeah. I mean, there's different song structures and shit. Like, you could write it different. You could write it with a bridge, without a bridge. You can come in with the hook right away.
Even with radio, you have to follow.
There is a certain
format,
and you can't be over 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, they wouldn't play it if you did not follow that format.
I can't believe someone's going to take up 3 minutes and 30 seconds of saying Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Actually, the song is 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Is it?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But
song used to be 7 minutes. songs. So
that
Anita Baker has some long ass songs for real.
all the songs, like if you really sit
when
back,
did they
like,
make that? When did they make that
What's that?
format? Like the 3 minute and 30-second rule? Because I know back in the day they did not do that.
No, they
used to
did
play
it.
like 6,
This
7
was
minute
in like
songs.
this was in like the 90s.
Or they had the radio version. Remember, they
Yeah,
would
had
shorten it up.
Yeah, because you had to
radio
make
version.
Yeah, you had to make a radio version. Or
You don't
had
hear
to
about
take,
that anymore.
Or you had to take one song and make it into 2 songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, because it had to be a certain amount of time, and like I said, it had to be a certain format. And then I think the first person that really broke that format was Freeway with What We Do, because that wasn't
what we do. Yeah, that's
that
a
wasn't
hard-
the same.
classic.
That wasn't
Yeah,
the same
classic,
format.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then
Yo, Free just put out a pretty decent project.
We don't care.
yeah,
We don't
He
care.
just said
I
exactly
just
what
said
you
that.
Don't
You
care.
at that age.
Nah, I love Freeway. I
No,
love
you
Freeway.
don't talking like that.
This is how I feel. These are my feelings. Can you feel me? You motherfuckers feel me? Don't play with me, bro. Don't play with me,
Somebody
bro.
who slept on albums. About.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro. Philly fucking Freeway is that nigga, bro. He's one of the best rappers I've heard in a long time. But the reason I'm not checking for Freeway is because he fucked his career up for himself. Not because he doesn't make good music. You feel me? There's
How the fuck
niggas.
his career?
Yeah, I don't know. Listen,
I'm
man,
listening
you gotta
to him.
you gotta go back and dive
Yeah,
deep
how
into
you-
that.
how
I
you
don't think
fuck his
Freeway
career?
fucked his career up.
You
at
don't
all.
think so?
I think it was other people around him that were moving different and moving different than Hove wanted, and I think it's deeper than Hove. I think
Nah,
it's
Jay fucked his career up. No, I'm not even going to say he fucked his career up. He fucked his.
there's a lot of
He
emotions.
fucked this opportunity to be the artist that he was supposed to be when he came out. Jay
Right.
did that because when Free was about to drop his first album, his buzz was so crazy,
Yeah, it was.
undeniable. Like
Yeah.
he crossed over,
Yeah,
like with that.
Ain't got to make this shit.
No, with that the faith joint, that
Faith
just
joint.
burn it.
Yeah.
Yo, like with that joint right there, it was everywhere. That put him everywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he had the couple street joints that was in the streets.
he had the
heavy.
joint with 50, which was hard as shit.
Yeah, but even before that, like when he during one time he had the joint with Non Brigade. The
What was that?
early in the game.
Early in the game.
And everybody thought that was his joint.
Yeah.
Then he came right behind them with the What We Do.
Yeah.
Then the flip side, like
yeah.
all of this stuff had him at a point to where as though like he was great in the streets. That faith joint took him.
Yeah.
Right.
He was going with
Right.
that.
Right.
And then he did the joint with Diddy. That damn, what's the joint? He did another joint. I can't think of what it was. He did that, but it had him in a different category. And his buzz was so crazy, and he had a tour bus. Right, they supposed to rap the tour bus, and they supposed to did this that because his buzz was so. He was projected to sell so many records. Then Hov pushed his album back and then dropped his own album.
Right.
Ha! But
I
that's
think
fucked up.
that's
No,
what
he-
I'm saying. So
he really
Hendo,
did
listen,
that.
I think what happened was I think Jay, and I think we all noticed, I think Jay, like, Hove got too big.
Hove.
You know what I mean? Bigger than he even imagined himself.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He couldn't predict the future, so he didn't know what was going to happen. He had his team rocking with him.
I'm talking about
and
the same
he
nigga
got
who
so
stole lines
big.
from so many artists.
He
Yeah,
got
he had
so
a team,
big
too.
Yeah.
that he blew up, and he had no placement for those guys
Right.
anymore. Like he
Yeah.
had to focus on him and his career. I think if he didn't, he would have
No,
fucked
that's
it up.
the
I really
hardest
do.
part. No, I think.
But then a lot of dudes, like I'm still like I'm a strong believer that a lot of those dudes they didn't want to get out of that street life. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the major
with Jay,
factors.
nah, with Jay,
I didn't wanna
with
say it, but
with
I love
Jay,
Beanie Sigel.
with Jay and Free, with that little situation, Free would have outsold him.
Yeah.
Free would have outsold them, and
Free a better rapper than him, true.
yeah, he would have outsold him because the buzz that he had surrounding that album at that time was bigger than Hove. He didn't need Jay at that time.
Nah, he didn't.
Yeah,
he
he
didn't.
naughty the shit out that
Yeah,
man.
he-
So
he
what do
didn't-
you think happened?
That's what happened. He stomped on his buzz. When he pushed his album back, he no longer had the same buzz no more. He was still good, but he wasn't great no more. He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't in that position no more to where as though people lost.
At that
interest
point in
it.
time, you couldn't go on the internet and be like, "Hey, sorry guys, my album got pushed back." You
Yeah,
put out
you had to.
VC,
You
Right,
had to act on
everybody
the,
just thought he was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
You had to act on the buzz that you
Right.
had. Like
shit
that
wasn't
even
cool.
forced labels. Once you had the buzz that Free had, supposed to have forced the label to put his album out.
yeah,
You can have a song, and it'll force the label.
Right.
So how can you have a whole project ready to go, and your label don't put you out? Jay was scared he was going to outsell him. It's just like with Kanye West. He didn't know Kanye West was going to outsell him.
Right. Yeah.
But what did he do? When he started outselling him, he made him his friend. That's my brother. That's my little brother.
Right.
Because he was outselling him.
Yeah.
So he made him his little brother instead of making him, like a, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hove just signed Freeway. I think Freeway's on Rock
yeah,
Nation.
he on Rock Nation.
He better be on Rock Nation.
Yo, he
Yeah.
is.
Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. At least, I respect Hove for that. Like, he owed him that at least. You know what I
did.
mean? He did.
But
He
he
did.
treated them
he
like
thanked Hove on the album too. So
he treated, well, the thing about with the Young Guns and Freeway,
dude, Young Chris is a problem.
they never,
Love's one of my favorite
yeah,
albums of
they
all
never
time.
stopped
Yeah.
being Jay-Z lovers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Right.
they just took it and said, all right. Like, they was good. They was still getting
Like
shows,
some
still
real
getting
street
money.
thorough shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
like we just gotta separate.
yeah,
Right.
they was good. Everybody else was bitter, but they was
Right.
still cool. You know
Like
what
they
I'm saying?
followed their ethics. You know?
Yeah.
Freeway a Muslim. He can't even, you feel me? Like he don't even be off that shit.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like, they was good. Like, Free been doing shows since
Right.
what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he never stopped.
Nah, yeah.
He was good.
I
So-
was always checking for him. I was on LimeWire looking up. all
yeah,
that shit. I
yeah.
was
Like,
fucking-
Free was good. Free was one of them.
LimeWire.
Free was one of the dudes. Free was one of the
Shit, good old
dudes
days.
that didn't need the name of the label behind him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because of the quality of work that he was putting out.
Right.
Then even me as a promoter, you got to look like, damn, who can rock my crowd? Free.
Freeway.
Stimulus package, all
You know what I'm
those
saying?
mixtapes
Like,
he had.
he can rock my crowd.
Yo, what was the mixtape that he put out where he dropped a freestyle every day of the month? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like, it was like day 1, day 2, day
Yeah.
3. Like, yo, that shit was crazy.
yeah. He stayed working. Like he
Yeah.
never stopped working.
Salute
But
to
the
Free,
thing
bro.
with Jay is, and it's crazy because they cleared that way for Jay to be what he was.
Absolutely.
They got everything
Absolutely.
and
They
everybody.
rallied behind him and made it happen.
Yeah, they got everybody out of his path. It was like football. He was running with the ball, with the rock, you know what I'm saying? And they was clearing everybody. And State probably was clearing everybody out of his path.
That was the craziest analogy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
they cleared everybody out of his path. So then once he got there, it was like, all right, thank you.
Right.
Well,
Nah, he owed that at least. I'm glad that he signed Free.
Yeah, I
Well,
think it's
We're gonna segue into our next topic. We're gonna discuss mental health a little bit. You know, we're gonna have an
Yeah.
open discussion
gonna get
around
a,
the table.
a good 30 minutes in. So, Jada, let me ask you a question, bro. Have you ever experienced mental health personally in your life, or seen somebody like deal with
Like any kind of
deal
mental
with it,
illness,
struggle
mental
with?
disorder.
Like coming up, I would say like my teenage years, for sure. Like I dealt with depression a lot. Like I don't know, just like as I've grown into like more of a experienced human being, like I've gone through a lot more and like kind of learned how to deal with certain situations and stuff like that. It's a lot easier to deal with. Like I still have my moments. I still get stressed out over nothing and anxious and like,
Yeah.
like certain times I'll be in a position where like I'm stressed to the max and don't even know what the fuck I'm stressing over. You know what I mean?
I feel that for real.
I can relate to that.
Like yeah, even yesterday, like Lynch was asking me like, "Yo, what's up with you, bro?" Like, I don't even know. Like, you know what I mean? I don't
Yo,
know
I
what
was-
to tell you. You know?
I was about to reach out and
Yeah, like I'm just in that. I couldn't even tell you what it is, but yeah, I mean, yeah, coming up, I dealt with a lot of depression and shit like that. Got heavy into drugs for a couple years, like, so I battle with the whole, like, trying not to go back to the addiction shit. You know,
Right.
You think addiction is a disease?
I think it's a diseased way of thinking, for
Yeah.
sure. Like, once you set off that spark, like once you get into that, it's like your wires are just different. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Kind of start thinking like an animal.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think I mean, people have that debate all the time. Like, is it a choice?
do you think people are
Is it-
born like
I think it's possible
with that addictive?
There's scientific
Yeah,
evidence
I think
behind
it's
it.
for sure. Like, maybe not in every case, but yeah, I think
Definitely not every case.
I'm telling you why. One of the
People are
I'm
sure.
very, like, I was always scared as a kid to like I was around, like, all my friends got into drugs and shit, and I was scared to get into it because I have such an addictive personality.
Right, yeah.
Not only do I do stuff, but I do it to the max.
Yeah, for
I'm a
sure.
very passionate person.
Right,
Every
right.
fucking thing I do. Like, I didn't go to the gym. I went to go bodybuild.
Right.
I don't rap. Like, I really do this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on a fucking radio show.
feel
Like,
that for
I
real.
do everything I do to the fucking
Right.
max.
And I feel like you
You know what I mean? Not
probably
that I learned about business, but I fucking started one.
Right.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I am. So if I did drugs, bro, I'd be dead
Right,
in
so that's
a
what
year
it
or
is.
two.
I feel like certain
Promise you,
people-
I'd be dead.
Certain people are built like
scared,
or are born like that. Yeah, I mean, just their
Yep.
personality of themselves. That's just what it is, and they do take everything, no matter what it is,
Yep.
to the max. And I don't feel like I was born that way at all. Like I don't feel like I was like supposed to like become addicted to drugs at one
Right,
point.
right.
I think it was more my depression led me to that, and went through a serious situation that I'm not really going to get into, but like a serious life situation that kind of made me like it set off that spark on me to like almost kind of want to ruin my life or end my life in a way with drugs. And I chose drugs
been
to
there.
do it. You know what I mean? I
I've been there.
chose drugs to do it thinking like it was gonna like stop everything, and it ended up obviously not, and then I was addicted to drugs for years. But
I think that's a very insightful perspective on addiction,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't understand that you can do drugs for your whole life and not necessarily be addicted to them. You feel me? Because I know dudes who have done drugs, hard drugs. You feel me? Not even just weed or like anything crazy. Like I know dudes who have done hard drugs and then put them down just because they didn't want to do them anymore.
Right, yeah.
And I also know people who do one drug one time and they can't stop. You feel me?
Everybody's different.
Everybody's different, and I feel like the debate with addiction being a disease and a choice is very, very case by case, because you
It's
have
such an open discussion.
there's
It's
so
very
many
case by case.
there's mental illnesses that can just make, like, I suffer from bipolar disorder,
Right.
and it makes you very susceptible to being addicted to things. You feel me? Not because you're so depressed, but because that's literally just how my brain works. You feel me? I have an addictive personality, and I also have people who in my family who were addicted to heroin, died from HIV because of the fact that they were using dirty needles and stuff like that. My dad's side of the family deals with it. My mom's side of the family deals with it. I have people on both sides who are drug users, drug dealers, and shit like that. So, like,
Same.
it really does, and it's scientifically proven that, like, it can be hereditary. And
yeah, for sure.
so for someone like me who cried when I first saw my brother smoking weed and was like, I'm never going to do that, and then
Yeah.
I became a full-blown drug addict myself, like,
Yeah.
I can't sit here and knock the fact that it is a disease with some people, but with other people it is a choice that leads to disease-like behavior.
Right.
Or primal behavior even, because you think of a dope head, people think of them as scumbags. I think of them as just really, really hopeless people, because I know people who are addicted to drugs, but before they were addicted to drugs were some of the greatest people in the world.
Most
But
beautiful
now,
people in the
Usually how it
world.
goes down.
you feel me? And
Yeah.
now they're stealing money from their mom. You don't just. That's why it makes me so mad when people call, like, heroin addicts or any drug addict a scumbag, because you don't know who this person was before that drug make you think in a primal way.
Yeah,
You
for
feel
sure.
me?
It's not like I never want to look at something and justify it, like, and just say, like, this is, like, the reason why you do this. But now people have to understand those people are not in the right state of
Think
mind.
about it like
They're not
this,
in
bro.
the right state of
A
mind.
tiger, if a tiger is hungry in the jungle and hasn't eaten for days, it's gonna go slaughter a bunch of
It's gonna
hippos
do
with
what
no
it-
type of.
Yeah.
What it
you know,
knows that it can always do
If-
for food.
Now let's put it in a drug addiction perspective. If I live in a rich family, or I know my mom has money, I'm dope sick, or I'm withdrawing from Xanax, or I'm just,
And you want to feel good and you feel like shit,
Yeah.
you're going to do it.
what am I? You feel
It's
me?
so sad, but
it's
you're gonna
primal
do it.
thinking.
Yeah.
It's very primal
I
thinking.
salute anybody that takes the steps to try and get out of that. You know what I mean, to
As
really,
do I.
to
That's what I wanted to
because
say.
a lot of people don't. A
No,
lot of
they
people
don't.
stay stuck in that life.
Right.
A lot of people like
They just feel
are
bad
that
for themselves
hopeless.
for the
they're
whole
that
life.
Hopeless. They're that full of shame. They're that full of guilt.
Yeah.
That they don't even feel like it's possible.
I think
to get
addiction
help, you know
is
what I mean?
most definitely a disease, but I think getting clean is very much a choice.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
feel me? You have to be stronger than what your disease is telling you, because someone who suffers from bipolar is like, I'm getting told every day by the thoughts in my head that I'm worthless, that I don't deserve this, that I don't, like, etc. Because that's literally what bipolar 1 is. That's what bipolar depression is. It's a clinical hereditary already imputed disease that's in my brain. I can't stop it. It's a chronic illness, something that I'll always have to suffer from. You feel me? And a lot of symptoms do bring you to drug addiction, or bring you to self-harm, or bring you to feeling like you need some type of escape, because you're dealing with all of these symptoms. Like, at 1 minute I could be manic, at 1 minute I could be depressed, or I could be both at the same time.
Right.
You feel me? But when I smoke bud, or if I pop a perk, or if I do Molly, I feel the way I want to feel based off my own,
right.
you know,
and that's the
accord.
scary thing, because then when you feel good, you're like, damn, like this is, you look at that as like there's a solution to every problem. So when you feel that, you're like, I might start doing this,
Right.
and that's fucked up.
And it's really just you looking at it like that, because it's not a solution at
Right.
all.
It's
You know
not a
what I mean?
solution.
And at the end of the day, everybody controls their own mind. People forget, like, you are fucking in control. Like, people...
I used to think that, but I don't think that's necessarily true all the way, because there's nothing I can do about how my brain works when it comes to bipolar disorder. You feel me? I can't flip it and start taking some type of medication. Medication literally only regulates my brain. It doesn't flip it and make me think I'm something else.
And I also, you want to know the thing I'm scared about with medicine? Like, when you... like I said, I suffer from ADHD, and, like, my bad if I cut y'all off sometimes.
No, you're
like,
good.
I literally like feel like I'm gonna forget my thoughts, so I cut people to fuck off.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just say it real
Right,
quick.
yeah.
But literally, like, see, I forgot my train of thought right now. You know what I mean? Like, straight up, like,
Well, I was
live example, like,
I think a lot of stuff, you know, I sit back. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke weed. I don't do none of that. And it came from willpower.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have some people that's stronger than others. You have people that's, you know, and I always tell people too, I tell people that females is mentally stronger than men, because they are.
I believe that.
Yeah, they mentally stronger. And, you know, like when it comes to like our willpower, I think a lot of stuff comes from our train of thoughts and the way we move and stuff like that. You have some people, like you were saying, like I had an uncle that was on crack. He was smoking crack like for years and years. Like when I was younger, I didn't even know.
right,
But he was a mechanic, and he'll always like fix cars and stuff like that. Like he was always able to get crack, but he never looked like a crackhead.
right,
You feel what I'm saying?
right,
And because he was one of them guys to where as though if he had a choice between eating and crack, he's going to eat. You feel what I'm saying?
Not everybody does it.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
and that was the
Most
thing.
don't.
Yeah, and that was the thing about it, is he was able to do that. You know what I'm saying? With the willpower that he had and his mind frame that he had, he was able to do that. Me, I smoked weed one time, and I smoked, and I'm like, all right, I'm high as shit. I'm sitting there, I'm like. So now I'm looking at, I was with my tinker, like when I was young and I was growing up, I was always with my family. That's who I hustled with, everything. That was
Right.
my cousins. And I was sitting there, we all high. I said, all right, now what? Like, now what's next?
Eat a bag of Cheetos and go to sleep.
Yeah, like what's next? Like, what is the feeling that's about to come behind this high-ass feeling that I have right now?
Oh, shit.
And it's nothing. I was like, man, fuck this. Like, I'm cool.
right. What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point?
Right,
So at that point when I felt like, what is the point? I was done.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was done. I didn't do
You
it.
could find happiness without it.
Yeah, like I was, you know, like when I was tried beer, I was like, this shit is nasty. I'm cool.
Right,
Liquor, this shit is you know, like liquor I can tolerate because there's a certain thing. Like now when I drink, I noticed there was a certain feeling that came from drinking. Like I was a different person
right,
than the person that I normally am.
right,
And like even with my woman, like she might say, I like when you drink.
right, right.
You know
You're
what
like
I'm saying?
so like some
I'm-
people get crazy, but like I'm like real social.
Yeah,
you know,
like, and that's the thing. Like, if I drink white liquor, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm happy. I want to dance. And I never dance.
right.
I don't know how to
You just
dance.
do
I
stupid
don't
shit.
I would
know.
love to see that.
I don't know no dances, but he's like, come on, man, let's hit the floor. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time.
Step in the name of
Yeah, I don't know
love.
no dances. I wouldn't even try to do none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
and that's the thing about it too. You got so many people that think I don't even drink. you know, and I did just that I could control it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't feel like
You don't have to black out every time you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
my homeboys, like they want to black out. They're like, let's go black
yeah,
out.
it's like why? Like first of all, I want to throw up. You know what I'm saying?
Why is
like
that
nah,
cool?
like
Like,
I'm
what?
good.
But
like,
you know what? The crazy thing is that like I think of being drunk in the same way, but other people think of the drugs that I've done in the same format too. But I will always advocate the fact that I'm a drug addict. You feel me? You gotta understand that alcoholism is very much of a drug addiction as well.
It is.
You feel me?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
Like,
but like I
There's
said,
certain people
like
that
I said,
can't
it
Damn
comes
near
to the
everybody I
real.
know is a
Yeah.
fucking alcoholic.
Some
these
people,
days.
some people willpower, and some people brain and stuff like that. Like you said, like some people will take drugs and can never get off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you might be trying to talk them into it, and they just be like, nah, like they just got this mind frame, like I'm a lost cause like it is what it is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's over.
and a lot of people who deal with drug addiction or alcoholism have pre-existing mental illnesses.
Yeah.
Even being bipolar, I come with other mental illnesses because of the fact that
which
I'm
may have
bipolar.
led into that.
You feel me? Like
Yeah, that
because
makes it hard, too.
of the fact that I'm bipolar, I automatically have anxiety. Because of the fact that I'm bipolar, I automatically have depression. Because of the fact that I'm bipolar, I'm already susceptible to having like delusions or whatever if I have too much of a manic episode. You feel
Right,
me? Like I can't control any of
Anxiety
that.
and depression are fucked up.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
a lot of
it
people,
sucks, bro.
a lot of people
Fucked
don't
up,
even
shit.
know that they have certain problems,
Yeah.
and then them drugs and stuff like that makes it way.
Yeah.
You know what
One
I'm
in
saying?
5
Most
American
definitely.
adults has a mental illness.
Yeah, and
There's
it's crazy.
there's 60 million people in America, something like that. Like,
But
I think more
even
than
with
that.
even with me, I sit back and I was thinking about certain stuff. You know, we was talking about earlier, like I have so many things in place, and I just said I was like, yo, I have to sit back and format some shit out. Like my attention span, how my brain works is I have great ideas, and I need to go get it. I don't like to say I can't or I'm going to try. Oh, yeah, this is what we're going to do. Oh, this is a good idea. Let's do this. And even if it don't seem like a reachable goal for people, shit. Like, listen, like, maybe we got to do this, that, and the third to get to this.
Right.
But now I'm doing this. Okay, that's taking too long. I got another idea. Now I'm putting this in place. Now I got 50 things in place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's the thing. And I sit back and like, damn. Maybe it's just something with my brain, like I don't know what
It probably
it
is.
but that's the one thing that I know that I have a problem with
Right.
is me. Like, if I put something in play, I'm gonna get it done. But a lot of times it takes, like, even with the North Carolina thing, and that's why, like, when I had that idea, I'm like, yo, this is a great idea. I can't let this go. We gotta go now. Like, let's go. Like,
You just got to execute on it.
we gotta
right
go.
now. Yeah.
Because if I don't go, if I get another idea, I'm on it. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I might get the North Carolina thing done,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna be done as fast as it could have been done if I would have just did it.
Focused on that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think a lot of people suffer from some type of mental illness or
Yeah.
mental disorder.
You gotta
Don't
think
even
about
know it
that
because
gotta
of
be
the
something. I just don't
stigma
know what it is.
of it's literally because of the stigma of maybe they're scared of figuring out what it is. And I think honestly, people like they don't want to open up about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's part of the reason me and Hendo like started the show. Like
I think this is dope that
Yeah.
I want people to know
Thanks,
like,
bro.
it's okay to be
Appreciate it.
vulnerable. It's okay to be
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up. Like Hendo and I every week we're on here saying that we're fucked up.
Yeah.
We're fucked up. We're
I think
fucked
the
up
fact
people.
that we're
It's
both-
okay. It's
I think-
okay.
Right.
I think the
We're
fact that we
dope-ass
both
people.
suffer from mental illness is like a really amazing thing for
Right.
us to
You know
do
what's
this show.
crazy? A female told me that she was like, she told me she was bipolar. She was diagnosed with it.
Right.
And so she tried to explain like certain things to me, and she was like, "So you don't want to deal with me now?" I'm like, "Nah, I just know what I'm dealing with."
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you just been cool 1 minute, then you spazzing out. Like, we're gonna have a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
As
Right.
much as I do suffer from that shit, I would not ever want anyone to tolerate that
Nah.
because it's not
I
their
don't wish it
fault.
on anybody.
You feel me?
no, but that's the thing. It's like, and I said it about even with Trump. I said it with him, like with him being in office. It's like everybody that's been in office, and you say, "Oh, well, he a racist and he this, he that." We know what he is. We know what to expect. He put it on the table. Now we know how to deal with him. We know not to take him serious. We know not to give a fuck about
That
what
nigga
he
is
said.
definitely mentally ill.
Yeah, we know he wanted to. You know, I just read. I was looking at the. I was on my phone yesterday, and it was funny because I showed it to D yesterday. I was on my phone, and this little article popped up, and it
That nigga
said
crazy, bro.
It said
For real.
Trump
Feel me?
was giving out his cell phone number to like the foreign leaders and stuff like that. He was giving, so he was having a bunch of conversations that they knew nothing about. So they're like, yo, like you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to run them cars through us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but I'm like, it would take Trump to, you know what I'm saying, to go and be like, yo, look at my
He's
cell
gonna
phone.
fuck around and get us in trouble.
Yo, he's going to get us because, and then, like I said too,
Yo.
with that, nobody know about these conversations that he a hothead. Right. So if they saying something on the cell phone and he don't agree with what they said, first of all,
You're fired.
First of all, he had fucking Twitter rants. You know what I'm saying? Like he responded to rappers and everything.
Yo, right? No
So
president should have a Twitter.
I don't know if they're
in a foreign country.
I don't know. Like, are they real? Does he really
Yeah.
respond? Like, sometimes I don't know if people
Some of it is made up.
like memes and shit.
No,
but
that nigga really has a
Nah,
Twitter.
some
But
of
he
it-
really does
you can
fucking
tell them-
respond,
you
like
can
to
tell
Ye
them-
and shit.
Yeah, you can tell the ones that's made up.
Dog, the president's responding like.
Yeah, but like the ones
You got to
see-
keep your composure as the president. You shouldn't be responding to rappers. If I was the president, I'm not responding to
came
rappers.
at- like you respond to
You're supposed to respect
like the
me. I'm the
Snoop Dogg
president.
thing,
I'm
like
not
the-
stooping down to your level.
Yeah, like the Snoop
fuck?
Dogg thing, you know what I'm saying? Talk about his career and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's him. Like,
Right.
yeah, like he's crazy.
He
you know what I'm
is
saying?
crazy, bro.
But
Crazy.
we know what we dealing with. He's not hiding it.
I know
So-
what I'm dealing. I'm already mentally living
Yeah.
in space. I'm gonna be on the first flight to space
Yeah.
to go live in space. If shit goes down, like people are
that's
gonna be
the thing.
nuking us and shit.
But-
I'm
but-
out of here, bro.
But you see how we are.
out.
You see how all of us is responding to like the thing about it is like if he does something, we're not surprised.
Nah.
Everybody else
Waiting on
when
it.
some shit happen is like, damn, for real. Like when he do something, it's like, yeah, well, you know, you know what I'm
That's
saying.
fucking Trump.
Yeah, that's Trump.
Yeah, yeah.
So and that's the thing too. So like I said, like I dealt with, you know, like a few people, you know, that said they was suffering from like bipolar and you know stuff like that. You know, one time I was dealing with somebody and like she was a emotional roller coaster. Like, yeah, it was crazy because now I had to sit back and say, all right, well, a lot of times I had to sit back and say, I know what that is.
Right.
You know, like so.
Caught you off guard sometimes, but then you started getting.
Yeah, then I had
comfortable
to.
with it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know what it is, so I'm gonna let it ride. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and then a
Nah.
lot of times,
Fuck that.
later she'll come back and be like, man, I was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
because now it's over.
Yeah.
Right.
But fuck that.
Back to reality. You know what I'm saying?
As much
Like,
as much as I suffer from that shit, I'm not about to sit here. I would never perpetuate my insecurities or my mental illness on someone else. Like when I'm having a bad day or when I'm like getting too angry and I can feel myself taking it out on others around me, I have to separate myself because no one deserves to deal with something that I can't even comprehend myself.
Yep.
You feel me? So when
Yep.
I'm dating someone, I tell them the same thing. Like, here, like, listen, I accept you for who you are, whether you have mental illness or not. I accept the fact that you have insecurities, but don't expect me to appease or fix them because it is not my responsibility to fix you. You have, you feel me?
People need to learn how to work on them fucking selves.
Exactly.
Stop pointing the finger.
but you got
Look
some
in the
people.
mirror,
You got
work on
some
you.
people that need help. You know, you got some people that need
I agree
help.
with that.
Like I know a lot of people that need help. Like I have talked to multiple people, and I know there's one person I was talking to, and it was so crazy. Like every time I turned around, it was like, and it seems like everything was like negative.
Right.
You know, and then once I had a conversation and try to explain certain stuff and like, because I know what the problem is, you know, so.
You think negative, you get negative results.
Yeah, you know, so I try to sit back and have a conversation, but like I said, being as though I know what the person was dealing with, now I can say, like, if it was somebody else and I didn't know they was that, I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but I know that this person needed help.
Right.
Like I said, like, even with their thought process, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and I had to tell them, like, you know, when you think negative things happen.
Yeah.
Because
I'm a true believer in law of attraction.
Like, that's
law
what
of
it
attraction.
is.
That's what it is.
It's like going into a fight. If you go into a
You
fight,
can manifest any right.
Yeah, you go in a fight
You
and be
think
like,
you're gonna
yo,
lose.
man, I can't beat this. You're gonna lose
You're gonna get
because
your
your
ass
mind
beat.
is already
You're
there.
gonna get your
But
ass
if you go in and say, I'm gonna
Fuck this
fuck him
nigga
up,
up.
I swear.
Right.
Yeah, you got a better chance because
Sometimes
now
even
your
if you
mind
don't
is on
believe it, you
winning.
got to talk yourself into it.
Right,
You have to.
right.
See, I feel like it's almost scary for people to ask for help because kind of like what you said, it's like a stigma. It's like people judge. Like a lot of people do judge. You know?
Right.
And people don't want to be judged. They don't want to be looked
We
at.
live in such a judgmental world.
Yeah.
God forbid I tell you I want to kill myself, then you call the hospital. I don't even really want to be there. You
Right.
feel
Like,
me?
I
Like,
would never want anybody to feel scared to ask or admit that they need help because of something like that. Like just because of what somebody else thinks or whatever. Like me asking for help, 15, 16 months ago was the best decision I ever made in my life.
That's what I'm.
You know what I mean?
see what I'm saying?
Without me
Say that
doing-
again. Say that again for all the people out
Literally,
there.
like 15 months ago, asking for help and actually going through with it and getting that help was the best decision I ever made for my life. Like,
that's awesome, bro.
if
Can we
I-
give him a round of applause?
That's
for
what
that?
I'm saying.
Yeah, like if I
Yeah, no, straight up. I salute that because you know
I
what I mean.
appreciate it. Like if I wouldn't have did that, then like first of all, none of this would be possible. Like straight up, and just like you can't do it without admitting that you need help or actually
nobody
want
can
it.
do that journey on their own.
Yeah,
you know what I
you
mean?
can't. You have to want it first of all. You
Right.
Can't, you can't
Really
be
do.
forced. You can't be forced to get help.
Nah.
Like, you have to want it, but you do still have to take that step. And like, for me personally, I
And
mean, that was
drugs
the-
make it worse.
yeah, it's bad. Like I was like 2010. That's when like I was really into the music shit. Like really, shit was popping off
Yeah,
for me. Like
yeah.
I was finally like starting to do shows. Really like traveling around. Had the bread behind it. Was taking it real serious. And then when the situation happened with me, shortly after the tape dropped, like that's when I just started getting heavy into the drugs or whatever. And like literally, it took away the next 6-7 years of my life. Wasn't like I was dibbling and dabbling with the music here and there, but I wasn't motivated to do nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
I was,
Because that
I
shit
was-
fucks with your
I was
emotions.
done,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I would gave up on life at that point. Like I knew I still had it in me, so like there was like I would take like certain rap battles and shit here and there, and was still like try and lock in and get back to it, but it just never was. It never was right. It actually took me going to the last cipher, the main round cipher. Shout out to Bugs, and meeting back up with like Jimmy D's and those guys like that. Like rest in peace to Jimmy D's. That's what really made me feel like I was already in my head, like I wanted to get help and get back at it, but like being around the energy Jimmy brought, like that really was like, yo, I need to do this, and like
Right.
And like literally, it's a fucked up way it happened. I was literally supposed to pick up tickets off him for the Don Q show. Like he was reaching out to me, like, yo, come through, like. You see what I got going on, follow this wave with me. Like I was literally supposed to pick up tickets for the Don Q show that he was performing at that night. I decided, like, I mean, I was in a fucked up place, dope sick, this and that, whatever. Decided to go take a ride to cop real quick, totaled my car, fucked everything. I mean, like, but that situation is what made me decide to ask for help.
That was the wake-up
Ended
call.
up getting on the plane 3 days later, but when I got back, like, sadly, Jimmy was murdered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
rest
it's
in
like,
peace.
in my head, that kind of fucked with me when I got back a little bit, because if I wasn't such a fucked up spot, I probably would have seen him again. You know what I mean? So that kind of fucked with me a little bit, but. Yeah, I mean, we just been riding hard, representing him like,
Yeah, rest in
like
peace.
hard
Rest
body.
in
But
peace.
at least you
So-
got the mentality, like you came around to ask for the help. A lot of people.
bro.
That's literally all.
I
it took.
respect anybody that's
Yeah,
been
it's
knocked down and
hard.
they fight
Right.
back.
Because the one thing about it is most of the times, like people, your mind is so clouded. You think you know it all and you got it.
Word.
You think the drugs got you, the alcohol got. Like
Yeah.
I'm good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like your mind is so cloudy. You
Right.
know, you
In
have
this
people
dark,
that,
lonely world by yourself,
like
and you
you
think
got
nobody
people
will
that fuck their
understand it.
career up over.
Yeah.
Right.
Over that, you know what I'm saying? Then they thinking they good, whatever they
Right.
doing, they thinking it's good, and it's not good.
Right.
They're not trying to listen to nobody. People trying to give them help and all type, but they think they good.
Yeah.
But it be the drugs with them thinking
Yeah,
they
exactly.
good. But I love to hear people when they clear headed and they can sit back and say, like, even Meek right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like when
salute
he
him
sit
for
back,
doing that too,
yeah, when he sit back and be like, yo, like I really was tripping. You know what I'm
Right.
He
saying?
was
Like,
quiet on it for a while, but then
Yeah.
he
He was
finally.
addicted
you
to
know what I mean?
perks, right?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even think he really realized.
Yeah,
you
he
know,
didn't
like,
because you
as
don't.
he was doing it.
He didn't realize he had a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't realize. I watched my cousins that I told you I used to be with, I watched them go from not doing nothing to smoking cigarettes and popping pills and
Right.
syrup and all that. I watched it because, like I said, we was young and we was coming up. Like on the weekends when we used to hustle and then we used to go out and we'd go and get liquor, get beer and shit like that.
Right.
And then they used to buy one cigarette. say, yo, if we smoked a cigarette and all that to boost the high back up.
Right.
So I'm this how, like I said, I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched them getting one Lucy, two on the weekend until I'm looking, it might be like a Tuesday or something like that, and they're still, yo, what you getting a cigarette? You ain't even high.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and I watched it. Then I watched it go to a pack.
It's the progression. It's a
Like,
progressive disease.
for sure. But I watched it from the one joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then even with the pills and all that, like I watched them go to the point to where as though it was regular. Like, we get 3s and let me get 2, you know what I'm saying? And it was good.
Right.
And then you want more, because the whole time now your mind is looking for more.
Yeah, and your body's needing it. At the
Yeah,
time,
because
too.
then your body start getting accustomed to, your body start getting accustomed to whatever you had, and now it want more to get high.
Right. And it's
So
to the
the-
point where it's not even getting high no more. It's feeling normal.
Yeah, that's feeling normal. Yeah,
When,
right,
especially when
right.
you dope shit.
I seen a lot of people like that's to feel normal.
Yeah.
Especially with that dope, because like when I was locked up, that's when I used to notice like the people that was on like the heroin and all that.
That
Like when they
methadone was
on that,
crazy.
yeah, like and then they had to give them more drugs to come off the drugs that they was on. I was like, God damn.
I want to talk about that
Like, how
next
does
week.
that
Like, all
work?
these centers opening up for people to come in and do
We will
drugs.
definitely
We're
be
gonna
talking
talk
about that
that.
next week.
Dirty little business.
But I think it's time to close up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I do just want to say, like, yo, that was real, that story, and like, yo, thanks for everybody coming on.
For sure to say that.
I want to let everybody out there know that you are not alone. Like, I know you're in that dark, lonely world sometimes, and you feel like nobody will understand if you come to them, and it literally takes a lot to just go and open up to someone. I know it does. Like, I've been there myself, but like this whole show, the purpose that we made this was to let you know you're not alone. Like, you fuck the stigma. Like, fuck what everybody thinks. Just go and talk to someone. It'll be the best decision. You'll look back on it within a couple days and be like, that was the dopest shit I ever did for myself. The best thing you could do is believe in yourself. You know what I mean? So we're going to wrap it up.
Shout outs. Hey, yo, listen, man. Shout out to my man, Cuddy. You feel me? Make sure you go follow Cuddy
my
TV.
guy.
Thorough, you feel me?
He should be up here soon too. I think he's going to join the ABM team.
Oh, yeah, we getting him on here.
So he,
Most
he's been
definitely.
reaching out to me to get his own show up here, so he should be up here soon.
Shout out J Dot. Shout out J Dot. Shout out
Appreciate it.
North. Shout out Craig. Shout out ABM101.com.
Yeah.
If y'all want to follow me, go on Hendo609 _ Instagram. You feel me? Nick.
If you want to follow me, go to Shoe, SHOE 856. Shoe 856. And also go follow our IG. It's the _connection _radio show.
Yeah, we need them followers for real. You feel me?
Build that shit
Yeah.
up.
If
We
y'all
got a lot
Everybody
of stuff.
loves hip hop and mental health.
We got a lot of stuff going, coming up too. So make sure y'all look out for that. My album about to drop, 8/18/18. I got a compilation album coming out.
Shit crazy too.
Yeah,
Let's get it.
So that's going to be crazy. It's powered by Adventures Music, which is the co-founder of Murder Inc. Records. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's going
That's
to be
dope.
crazy. So that's
Shout out to
8/8.
Gotti.
Yeah, shout out to Gotti. We be up there.
Murder.
Yeah. He always tuned in. He might be tuned in. He always checking the shows out.
Right.
But shout out to Gotti. Album coming 8/18/18. Uncontrolled Substance. Also, we got the clothing line about to come out. The Uncontrolled line. So make sure y'all look out for that also. And everything else that we got going on will be posted on the website. So once again, shout out to everybody that tuned in.
And
Make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in next week, abm101.com, in case you missed it. We are The Connection, and we are connecting the dots between hip-hop and mental health. We'll see you guys next week.
we're out of here.